Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus West Bromwich Albion. It's the watch-along on the United Stand. I'm just trying to get comfortable there in my seat. How are we all doing on this day where Manchester United must win? Not because we're in a title race. I said that last week. We're not in a title race anymore. But more because of the L's, I suppose, we've been taking. I mean, I'm absolutely disgusted with some of the things that I've seen from not just pundits, media companies, TV programmes around football, Manchester City players filming themselves singing Park the Bus after beating Spurs. We are taking a lot of L's at the moment, and Manchester United fans do not like it. I don't like it, you don't like it, and I tell you what, it comes to a point where, as a club, how much further are we going to sit back and take this? The fans are primed, the fans are ready. I don't want to read any Manchester United fan going, oh, you know, to be fair to City, they're a good team, they've got good players. If their players are filming themselves, mocking us, every single one of them is a cretin. I've got no interest in how well they play or anything like that. They're Manchester City players. They are mocking our club. They can do one. I've got no empathy, no sympathy, no praise, no nothing. We go to war with Manchester City and we start turning this round. That the fans can only support the club. The board have got to support the manager with the funds required to take on Manchester City, because begging Fellaini to stay, playing Jesse Lingard as a number 10, and I'm not picking on these players. What I'm actually saying is that is not anything Manchester City or Pep Guardiola will ever consider doing. As soon as the team news hits, I will come through to you. But never will they consider doing that. And these are the ruthless decisions we need to make. We are far away from Manchester City at the moment. We need to win today, and I believe we will win today, because we cannot get back to the... Sorry, I thought we had a problem with the audio there. We cannot get back to Man City, but what we can do is drop into a situation where we're battling for top 4. And that's why we must win today. We must win today. Team news will come in for you any second. We should actually have it by now anyway. I'd heard that Anthony Martial has been dropped, which would just be very hard to take. Also would be very surprised if we decided to bring Johnny Evans back. Spot on about Martial. Martial dropped. Could see it coming an absolute mile off. I don't want to get a pat on the back for it, but I'm absolutely furious with that. Martial drops. I could see it a mile off. Didn't I say it? I spoke about it on Friday night. Ridiculous decision. Ridiculous. Oh, I'm just bloody furious. You know what? I'm fed up of this club taking L's. We are taking L's big time. And for those people who don't know what an L is, it's basically loser. Loser. We are taking loser moves all the bloody time. We are dropping Martial. I mean, this is Manchester United's problem. In a sentence, we are dropping Martial to play Lukaku, Rashford and Lingard. He is better than every single one of those players, and we've dropped him to play those 3. That is why we will not catch Manchester City at the moment. This is not anti-Mourinho. This is not anti-Lingard. This is not anti-Fellaini. This is not anti-Rashford. This is what Manchester United need to do to close an 11-point gap. We will not win titles with Jesse Lingard as a number 10. We will not win titles by not playing Anthony Martial. It is bloody ridiculous. We need to win this game today, and we are picking teams. I could see Martial being dropped a mile off. I could see it a mile off. You know why I could see it? Because I'm not convinced Mourinho actually really likes him. And the minute Martial has an off chance... And I thought Martial was our best player, actually. I thought Martial was our best player against Bournemouth. But he missed a sitter, and I thought straight away, as soon as he hasn't scored in a game, as soon as he misses a sitter, that is Mourinho's opportunity to kick him out the team and go back to workmen like Rashford and Lingard over Martial. It's poor. It's really poor. Martial will probably come on and score goals, but I'm really frustrated with United at the moment, because I've not been frustrated. I've backed them. Even after the derby, I didn't react terribly. Bournemouth didn't react terribly. I was just like, we needed the 3 points. But that is shocking. Absolutely shocking. Matthew McFadden says, Martial dropped, not playing our best formation, playing Rashford, who's not been great recently, less service to Lukaku too. Big fat L coming our way. I still think we'll win today. You know why I think we'll win today? Bringing it back to a positive, I think we'll win today because we have to win today. If we don't win today, Arsenal won yesterday, Chelsea are level points with us, we're going to get sucked in. I think it's real arrogance to think that we're not going to get sucked into a battle for the top 4. We're not in a battle for the title. The battle for the title is gone. It went last week. It's 100% gone. We're in a battle for, well, we're second at the moment, we're comfortable. 1 loss and we'll be in a battle for top 4. 2 losses and we could be in a battle for 5th. It is that tight. And I am, look, I think we'll win today. But I'm not happy with the team. And I predicted Martial was going to be dropped 3 days ago. Ross, can you hear me?
How you doing, Mark? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Good, mate. Really good.
Thoughts on the team? I've just had my little meltdown about Martial. I'm fuming, absolutely fuming that he's dropped. But
yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it, mate. I saw it. I was watching.
I think this is the problem. This is why Manchester United are in Manchester City's shadow at the moment, because we're not ruthless. We're doing stupid things. We're relying on players that would not even be allowed into Manchester City's football ground, let alone starting. And I cannot get my head around how Lukaku can play as bad as he has, and I like Lukaku. We've discussed it. Lingard starts every week. Rashford's bang out of form and starts, and you've got Anthony Martial, for me, probably our best player with Pogba, sat on the bench in a game we need to win.
Yeah, the most frustrating thing for me is the formation. We seem to get on a really good run of results, a really good way of playing with 3 at the back. Seemed like we found the perfect formation, and then it gets binned. That's the more frustrating thing for me. I would like to go back to that. The Martial-Rashford thing, I haven't got too many concerns, to be honest. I actually think Martial's form has tailed off a bit. He's had such a good run of games, and maybe he just needs a little bit of a break. You know, give him a rest for 1 game, even rest him midweek again, have him fighting fit for the Leicester game. Because look, they're gonna interchange a lot this season, Rashford and Martial, and I think Rashford's actually had a really surprising run of games in the United team, to be honest. So I'm not too concerned. I get why, I kind of get your concerns. It would have been nice to see them both on, to be honest, and ditch either Mata or Lingard, and it would have been Lingard, but it's the formation for me. Why are we not playing 3 at the back as we play so well with it?
I think, you know what, I think I've just had it up to here with Manchester City, with how well they're playing, with how many attacking options they've got. They come out after beating Spurs, they're singing songs about us, parking the bus, this, that and the other, and I don't know what you feel about this, and I don't know what people at home feel. I just feel, it's not amongst the fans. Amongst the fans, I feel frustration and an appetite and an aggression to, start turning things around. We've got the bigger support, we've got the bigger history, we've got the bigger club. But I sense resignation from Mourinho and certainly from the board that they're like, well, we can't deal with Man City. They've got so much money to spend. They've got so many options. But it's total crap. It's total crap. We're Manchester United. We should be fighting back. And some of the things I hear coming out of the club, well, rumours obviously, that we're desperate for Fellaini to stay, but he's thinking about going because he's going to get big money in Turkey because he's out of contract. Lingard playing every single week now as a number 10. Mkhitaryan can't even get back in, which I agree with, but look, Lingard's nowhere. Lingard's not a number 10. He's not a number 10. I'm worried. I'm really worried about this club because I think I look at Man City and I really do think, as much as it pains me, they could win the Champions League this year. They could dominate English football because they're a long way ahead for the next 2 or 3 years. The only club equipped to fight them is ourselves, and we just seem to be very odd in our approach. And I don't know whether there's a bigger problem here. Maybe we can discuss it tonight with Mourinho. And I said last night I wouldn't be surprised if he walks in the summer if he doesn't get the support he needs, because PSG will just give him everything. But I look at that team today and I think, you know what? I know why we're 11 points behind Man City. It's smack bang in the front of us. It's just not good enough. And I know we're missing Pogba, but apart from Pogba, he's not even picking Martial, so you can't really say that he's injured. I think we're in trouble for the first time ever. I don't think we're in trouble in relation to top 4. I think we'll be fine, but that's a big gap to City. And I think I think before the game last week, I thought we could beat them. I think if they rolled into town to play us this week, I'd say we ain't going to beat them. They're better.
Yeah, it is a big problem, and it will be one to talk about tonight because it's all based around recruitment and what we need to do in January. But looking at all our fixtures between now and January, with the team that we got, even with the starting 11, it's maximum points for me. It's maximum. You don't really get points in the cups, but you know what I mean. We get through in that cup game as well. That's what we need to be looking at. The City thing over the past 24 hours is just, it got me to boiling point like you, mate. It's really done my head in. That chant thing was a disgrace. They're a disgraceful club, and the quicker fans around the world, and more importantly, the FA for me realise that they need to just step in and do their job. I mean, I was actually feeling a little bit of resentment today of watching United play, because I know that if one of our players tells a ref or a linesman to F off today, or one of them waves a yellow card at the ref to insinuate that another player gets booked, we get punished. And it's annoying watching them things get just forgotten about with City. And it's not just the FA, it's not just the refs, it's the media, it's BBC, it's BT Sport that just don't want to acknowledge it. They don't. And that does it piss me off. But like you say, mate, we're United. We've got to keep going, and we've got to keep pushing and closing that gap, because the good people will always win for me.
Exactly. And you know what? I think that we saw the rant from the United fan after the City derby last week, and I think that's the mentality United fans need to have now. I don't think it's Mourinho out. I don't think it's gold and yellow scarf. Sorry, green and gold scarf time. What it is vocal dissatisfaction time, frustration, aggression, ruthless, aggressive approach to this problem. It's a problem. Look, I said last night Man City could win the Champions League. They've already won the title. If they do that double, then we've been mugged off. We've been mugged off. They mugged us off last week, and I just worry that, is Mourinho totally enamoured with this job, or is he frustrated? Is the board just going to go, you're only having 50 million in the summer because we're only giving you that? I mean, we're up. Lynn Hall just said it there. There's not enough attacking options for Manchester United, and that's on the board. It's frustrating though. I'm getting frustrated with it. And I'll tell you what, as a United Stand presenter, as the United Stand, if I hear anybody coming on again and saying, "Oh, let's be fair to Man City," I think they blew that right last night. You know, they have played really good football. I will put my hand up and say that. But you know what? I don't like winners who are classless, and winners who start mocking and chanting about us when they've just beaten another club. It's just, they are a soulless, classless club. Every single Manchester City player wouldn't even know who Manchester City was a decade ago. They are a horrible club. And Ross is right. What, you know, people forget about this. And suppose it is sour grapes in a sense, and it is a bit salty, but it's a reality that Man City, for years and years and years, United fans and many other fans were saying, what is happening with financial fair play? They are sponsored by somebody that the club own, and PSG are the same, and it's a mockery. And that the Premier League title is over in the middle of December because of oil money. It's as simple as that. Wenger was right. Man City have got petrol and good ideas, and that is it. And I've never known the Premier League be over in December. And regardless of the good football, regardless of whatever anybody says, that team is 100% bought. There's no local players, there's no youth players in it. It is bought. And the title is over in the middle of December. And United's form, actually, Ross, hasn't actually been that bad. It's been, you know, any other season, I think we'd be top or very close to it. So it's ridiculous form by Manchester City, based on an open checkbook, based on a total and utter pissing all over financial fair play. And the Premier League, the FA, everybody, they can sit back and go, it's the best Premier League side ever, but I'm sorry, it's not. And you've turned what I call a lot of leagues pub leagues. This is a pub league now, because it's a one team league.
Yeah, the financial fair play thing's just a joke, and you're right. It's not just the club sponsor; it's the stadium sponsor. It's, you can't inject money into the club. Okay, then we'll pay £1 billion to sponsor your stadium. How's that look? That's how you get around it, and that's what they've done. It doesn't sit right. It is the classic case of good and bad. And look, they have got the edge on us, but United will come back. And you're right, we do need to give our dissatisfaction with it all, because the board need to step up.
Yeah,
and if Jose left in the summer, I'd probably applaud him out of the club and say fair play, mate, because I think it needs a manager. And I think Jose is the only manager that I've actually seen that's really starting to show a bit of discontent with what's going on. He wanted players, he didn't get them. It's not even the summer for me, it's January. Something's got to happen, because that gap needs to close this season, because you know that City are only just going to go and spend that cash, and it would not surprise me if they pulled in someone like Lionel Messi in the summer based on what they've done this season, because they'll become the most attractive club to play for.
Yeah, look, people are saying salty, this, that, and the other. Call me salty. Get some vinegar as well. Pour it all over me. I don't care. I'm not salty. I'm not bitter. I am. I'm bitter because obviously they're a rival, and I want United to be better than them. I'm not ashamed of saying I'm bitter. If it was Liverpool, I'd be going mad as well. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. You know, salt me up if you want, because that's what being a fan's all about. I understand what rivalry is. I don't think I get frustrated with United fans who start going, oh, to be fair though, Pep's a great manager and City are a great team. That's foreign to me. You support United, you don't buy into other clubs, especially not your rivals. But there's a fantastic point here from Speakster. He says you should need 3 English players in your first 11 or you can't play in this league. I agree. How many have we got in the team today, Ross? I can think off the top of my head. Definitely 3 in the back 3. Rashford, Lingard, 5 in the starting lineup, all English.
Yeah, exactly. We've always done that.
Yeah, you know, Man City, Delph, is that it? And he won't be there when Mendy's fit. So you know, maybe John Stones if he gets back until they buy somebody better. It's a mockery. It's a mockery on so many levels. But the biggest mockery of all, and if I was Arsenal, I was Liverpool, I would be more angry about it, is that Liverpool and Arsenal do have decent support. They do have decent revenue. Man City were just like, you know, Oldham were on a par with them 10 years ago. This big rich person came along and said, I'm going to have a plaything. And the stupid government handed them a free stadium, which was just ridiculous. And the whole story of Man City is a farce. And I find it quite funny that how fans and the media are right up their arse, because it is a farce, and that rhymes, because when you actually scratch the surface of Manchester City Football Club, the fans can love it, and all they can throw back at United fans is you're salty. But when you look at the story of Man City, it's just an absolute manipulation of greed and power. That's all it is. There's no fantasy, there's no romance. It's just a very rich person who's got out in Abu Dhabi or wherever he lives, coming over and saying, I'm going to destroy the Premier League and show how easy it is to dominate it. And that's it. And if you think that's what you want from football, well, welcome to it, because PSG are doing it as well. United need to react. We can react. We definitely can react. But whether we will or not is down to our owners. I don't think it's to do with poor football or anything like that.
Yeah, I'd agree, mate. I'd agree. But like I say, you can only look at the present. You can only look at yourselves. We bottled that derby. We won at Bournemouth, and we need to win today. I mean, if we lose today, I know we say it every week, the title is over. But if we lose today, you may as well give them the trophy presentation there and then, because it'll be that foregone conclusion. But I still want us to push them to the end. Even if they stay 11 points ahead of us all season,
yeah.
I want to maintain that gap. We've got to push them, because that's our duty and that's our right as a football club. So 3 points today for me. And do you know what? This team is more than capable of doing it. Even though there is some personnel changes that we don't like, it's still more than enough.
Definitely. And that just reminds me, actually, United will win today, because you know what? One thing I can definitely categorically say to all of you lot is, as frustrated as I am, and Ross is, and many of you are, the reality is Mourinho will be very, very frustrated. He'd be very frustrated that Pep Guardiola's doing it to him. He'll be very, very angry about the dressing room thing last week. He'll be very angry when he sees them mocking him on like that. So Mourinho's a winner. You know, Mourinho's not Van Gaal. He's a winner, and I'm sure obviously to some people he comes across as this persona that he's, you know, very professional. He's a winner. He's an absolute winner, and he'll be as angry as we are. The only thing that will stop Mourinho closing the gap on City is our owners and whether they give him the money or not. And if he walks, we know, you know, if Mourinho walks, then United fans need to walk up to Old Trafford and start having a go at this board. Because if Mourinho walks, he'll only walk for one reason, and that's because he's not being backed. Henry Estevez says, if Jose leaves, who would you like to join Manchester United? I'm not even thinking about that. I'll ask that Russ in a minute. But I just must say, United will win today. They will win today, regardless of Martial being dropped, regardless of no Pogba, regardless of the fact that the title is gone. United will win today, because Mourinho will be motivated for that very point that Ross just said there. We're not catching City, but we're not letting it go any bigger than 11 points. And I think that is probably something he'll be saying in the dressing room tonight, this lunchtime. He'll be saying, look, that gap is not to go any bigger. It's humiliating as it is. It is not to be 14, 17 points before Christmas. That is a disgrace. And that will be the motivation that United will win this game. Which brings me nicely onto something I was meant to mention to you a while ago. You've only actually now got 40 minutes to do this, but you can do it. There's a link in the video description with Ladbrokes. They are offering Manchester United to win this game. You bet £1, you get £25 back. Now, it's a minimum bet. You can't put a tenner on and win 250 quid. It literally is. Put £1 on, you get £25 back to win Manchester United, which I think is a fantastic bet. I've put it on because they will win. You'll get 25 quid back. The link's in the video description for that. Fantastic offer. Make sure you sign up for it. But the rub, the best part about it is, is that we are going to give away a Manchester United shirt of your choice. Now, I would suggest go with the black one. You could go grey or red if you want, but I really like the black one. So sign up, link in the video description, and everybody who signs up and puts that bet on will go in the draw to win a Manchester United shirt through the United Stand. I think when I last checked about 5 minutes ago, we've got 10 people who've signed up, so there's a 1 in 10 chance there. I would imagine by the end of it, we might have 20 or 30 people who've signed up, which is still a great chance to win a shirt. So link in the video description, turn £1 into 25 quid, and also potentially win a United shirt through the United Stand. Link in the video description for that. Because I do think we will win, Ross. As much as we're frustrated, I think a lot of frustrations are about Man City. And this isn't Pulis West Brom, this is Pardew West Brom. So I think they'll be a little bit more expansive. The only way we'll lose this game is if we do a Huddersfield, but I think there's too many motivators there, and I think, you know, people like Mata especially will be important in a game like this.
Yeah, just on that black top, I think that black United top's the biggest selling United top over the last decade. I think I saw a stat. So yeah, I'd definitely go for that one. But the only worry about West Brom is the fact that they did get a draw to the greatest attacking team that the Premier League have ever seen last game out. So means that they've got something, but yeah, I think we've got too much for them, and I think Lukaku is going to be huge today because, you know, it was a great goal during the week, and he didn't celebrate, which for me I liked. It shows that he wants more. He's willing to fight for more. He needs good delivery, and that's kind of what Liverpool haven't got. A beast in the box that you can just put balls on and he'll score it with his head. So we may need to go down that route a little bit today because it will be all men behind the ball. The good thing is that West Brom don't really have a lot on the counter, so we can commit men. But players like Ashley Young today are going to be absolutely key because I think there's going to be a lot of crosses going in that box. So you may look at it at half-time. If it is still 0-0, this may be the sort of game where you go, actually, Zlatan, you can help because sometimes Lukaku looks a bit isolated in the box, and especially when we play Lingard and Juan Mata because there is no support in there as far as aerial threat goes. So it may be a game for subs today as well, so it may see Zlatan make an impact. Yeah,
it's a difficult time. I'm not going to BS anybody. It's a difficult time. City are just absolutely tearing it up, and you know, I was speaking to somebody this morning. They're saying, "Is the league over? Is the season over?" Well, it's not over. There's still cup tournaments to play with, but the league is something that you always, you know, I've never known United realistically be this far off people at this, you know, this juncture. But it is what it is, and that's why we've got to win today. I think we will. But what about the lineups going along the bottom there? It's De Gea, Valencia, Jones, Smalling, Young, Herrera, Matic, Mata, Lingard, Rashford, and then Lukaku up front, obviously. I would have played Herrera instead of McTominay. I wasn't massively impressed with McTominay the other night. I think he did well, but I don't think he's, you know, we're trying to come second in this league. I don't think Scott McTominay should be playing games in a side that's trying to win second in the league. I don't think he's anywhere near ready. I'm quite surprised by Phil Jones starting so many games, Ross. He absolutely loves Phil Jones, doesn't he? And I think Lindelof was really, really good. And obviously Rojo's been really good as well. I'm surprised that he's brought... I mean, Phil Jones was good against Bournemouth, I'll give him that. But the way he's walked him straight back into the team, if I was Lindelof and Rojo, I would be thinking, hold on. And I suppose it fits in with your why aren't we playing three at the back thing. But he absolutely loves Phil Jones. He'll get let down again. Phil Jones is a good player, but he will get injured. I don't know why he keeps doing it.
Yeah, when I kind of predicted what would play today, Phil Jones was nowhere near it for me because he's just come back from injury. He played well against Bournemouth, 90 minutes, but he's going to have some fatigue, surely, and it's going to maybe show in this game. It's obvious that he doesn't trust Lindelof unless it's in a back three, which, you know, may be right at the minute. Yeah, I still would have, yeah, like you said, mate, I still would have gone with this back three. I think it works really well. It allows our wing backs to go forward without getting so exposed because the issue is when you're a back four and Valencia and Young disappear, you're just left with the two. Yeah, I like it. And do you know what? People say, you know, you can't play a back five potentially against a team like West Brom. For me, it's an attacking formation. It's not a defensive move at all. Yeah. And it actually releases players like Matic because what happens when you have a two at the back is Matic sits so deep, he rarely wanders forward. And actually, you know, despite what people think about him, he's probably our best ball-playing centre midfielder. So I think you need him on the ball in attacking areas.
Michael Thorley says I would have played Jones today. Sorry, not Jones, Shaw today. I'm quite relaxed about Luke Shaw. I mean, Luke Shaw is better than Ashley Young. He's younger, he's quicker, he's got a left foot, and I think he will be better. But I did say a couple of weeks ago when he played that game, who was it he played? I think it was a Champions League game he played, didn't he? He played really well. And I said, look, in relation to Luke Shaw, all he's got to do is, every time he's given an opportunity like that, and like he was against Bournemouth, play well, keep fit, and I would be looking at February, if I was Luke Shaw, to be pinned down #1. And at the moment, you know, Ashley Young's done okay. I still think Ashley Young. I think Ashley Young gets away with a lot. I think against Watford he scored 2 cracking goals and he's really hard working and that. But when you actually watch Ashley Young as a left back, he's got massive flaws in his game. I thought against City they really exposed him quite a few times, and I've seen teams do it defensively. I think he gets away on effort, and I hope sooner rather than later Luke Shaw is our left back. I've even heard rumours that we might still sell Luke Shaw, which just seems ridiculous because Danny Rose was crap last night. So. But yeah, I think maybe I never expected Shaw to play in short, Ross.
You know, we were talking about sort of career-defining tackles with that Victor Lindelof one. I think for Luke Shaw, his career-defining move, if the rumours are true, maybe busting into that Man City dressing room behind Mourinho, because that's one way to play your way into a manager's good books, because he showed that he's a team player and he's a fighter. And you know what? You know, it may sound like a fantasy thing, but if that rumour is true, he would have won his way into Jose's heart there, absolutely. And I think you're right. I think we will see more of Luke Shaw. It's been crazy to play him today. He's obviously struggling with not fitness, but match fitness, and he looks like he fatigues later on in the game. You can't play him twice in 1 week. We'll probably see him, well, I think we can guarantee we'll see him against Bristol. It's good, and you're absolutely right, mate. I really don't rate Danny Rose. I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if I'm out on my own, but I actually think he's very poor defensively, and going forward, he's not a worldy left back. He's just okay. And the money being touted around 50 million, I'd rather us not. I'd rather us kept Luke Shaw. So hopefully that happens. Hopefully it happens. But Luke Shaw, Ashley Young thing, we've got, if that happens and Luke Shaw stays, I think that is a solid left back role that we have. So I'm pleased with it.
Remember to drop a like on the video, everybody. We like to get 1,000 likes before kick-off. It's a bit of a lucky omen, and we do need to win today, and I think we will win. What else was I going to talk about? Yeah, I mean, I do want to bring this up because somebody just said it. Jake Prakash said keeping Shaw will save us a lot of money, which it would. So I imagine the board will be pro that as well. I'd heard that Johnny Evans was going to City in the summer, and Arsenal were interested in him. I've also heard in the last day that United want him back. I mean, that for me would just be, I think I'd start to cry if we brought Johnny Evans back. Are we going to bring Welbeck back as well? I mean, look, I actually agree with Johnny Evans leaving United. He's a West Brom standard centre-back. He's not top 4 standard centre-back unless he's a backup. And we've got a lot of good centre-backs. I wouldn't want Johnny Evans anywhere near our club. He was okay, but I actually was quite pleased when we sold him. I just don't really think of him any better. I mean, we were linked to Michael Keane in the summer, and I didn't want him, and he's better than Evans. So I don't want him. I don't know what your thoughts are on him, Ross. You might totally disagree.
No, I think there was a lot of fans sort of pissing themselves laughing when he was being linked to City, and I was kind of hoping that they bought him, to be honest, but they didn't. Yeah, great servant to our club. Played really well under Fergie, but it was obvious that he wasn't good enough or cut out to play for our team, and you can't leave and get older and suddenly be worthy to play for us again. It was obvious the potential wasn't there. He's probably one of the best centre backs in the lower table teams, the lower part of our division. But if he comes back up into top 4 territory, he'll just get exposed.
Yeah, there are a lot of City fans turning up in the live comments. Don't worry, they're not genuine City fans. I'd say probably about a month ago they supported Chelsea, but now Chelsea can't win the title. They're City fans, so don't worry about them. Give them a year and they'll probably be supporting United because we'll be winning the title again soon. I wouldn't want Evans anywhere near us, to be honest. I had heard as well that Griezmann has apparently agreed a deal with Barcelona. As soon as Barcelona started coming into the mix, I had concerns. And again, it just feels like one of those weekends at the moment, Ross, where you got City bloody dancing and singing about us after beating Spurs. We're 11 points off. A lot of things going against us at the moment, and I just felt that this Griezmann, again, we've got to. if Griezmann goes to Barcelona, the story is this. He was literally going to sign for us. He decided to stay at Atletico Madrid out of loyalty because they had a transfer ban. And then 6 months later, Barcelona come in and he goes to Barcelona. So where's his loyalty to us? I mean, it's just typical United and how we deal with transfers, isn't it? And not just that, because United are powerless in a way. If a player says, I'm not signing for you because of loyalty to Atletico Madrid because of this ban, maybe speak to me next year. And then when we come to speak to him next year, he goes to Barcelona. What can the club do about that? They're powerless. But what they can do is actually, look, Griezmann's meant to be Pogba's best mate. Can we not at least, this is what people don't understand about football is it's a multi-billion-pound business. Can we not do a little bit of research around what their personality's like? Because he's clearly a cretin if he does this, and I think he probably sounds like he will do.
Yeah, I'm quite calm on the Griezmann situation, in all honesty, Mark, because if we don't get him, I probably won't be in meltdown. But the club have to do something for that to happen, and we have to buy smart and buy well. And I think I put it out there on Twitter saying, what would you rather have, Antoine Griezmann or sort of backup for 3 key positions? And I think that's what it'll come down to. If we spend 100 mil on Griezmann, I think we'll be weaker in other positions. If Griezmann come, I'd still absolutely love it. But I'd probably much rather us go out and buy 5 more average players, but actually sort out our squad, because we lived under this myth that we had the strongest squad in the Premier League. It's been absolutely exposed. We don't. Our squad's shambles. We need multiple players, and we need clever players. And it really annoys me. What happened to United's clever transfers? What happened to us going out, getting players low on their contract? I mean, I've watched some of your shows. There's lots of players around. Goretzka, Alexandro. I'd much rather us go out, get the clever transfers done early than chase Griezmann. If Griezmann wants to come, great, let him come. But I don't want us to chase that transfer all summer.
No, and again, from a board perspective, I think this is where they'll be in big trouble if Mourinho walks or if we don't sign players, because football fans are educated, especially United fans, especially United stand followers, and we have spoken about lots and lots and lots of people who are available for a cheap price. So it's not even as if the club can say, oh, we don't want to spend this, that and the other. Goretzka's available for free in the summer. Ozil's available for free in the summer. Alexis Sanchez is available. Ross Barkley's available. There's quite a few. And, that's without going for players that, I mean, to be honest, Griezmann's available at 89 million, which, I'm sorry, for a 27-year-old, the quality he is, that's very cheap. And it's a buyout clause. So the thing that winds me up about Griezmann is that he was that close to coming to United. Loyalty made him stay at Atletico Madrid. I'm sure we had discussions, and it was like, come to us next year. And then it's on him this time. It's not on Atletico Madrid because the release clause comes up and he's off to Barcelona. I think that is... Look, I've blown my top at him once before. I can't blow my top at him because he could still sign for United. But if he does sign for Barcelona, it will confirm my suspicions about Griezmann that he's actually a bottler. He talks about the bloody weather too much. You're a bloody footballer, mate. What are you worried about the bloody sun for? You're a footballer. Come and play for Manchester United if you want to play for us. The number 7 shirt is basically kept vacant for you. If you've got to think about what the weather's like, then he could be another Mkhitaryan anyway, who, yeah, very good player, but can't deal with the physical aspects of the Premier League. But yeah, interesting. Anyway, big day on the United stand. Hopefully we'll be kicked off by the fact that Manchester United will beat West Brom, and I believe we will. We've then got Sunday Night Live at 8 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock tonight we've got the United stand Christmas party, which will be an hour or two of drink, mayhem, banter and chat. And I'm sure if we don't win today, we will probably we'll just be speaking our mind, I think, Ross.
Yeah, definitely. And there's going to be quite a few drinks. I've got a really nice bottle of red ready. So yeah, if we win, it'll be a very merry night, and if we lose, it may be a mini meltdown. But whatever way, it'll be entertaining.
The great thing is, it's going to be on the Mark Goldbridge channel, because I don't think it's very professional to put it on the United Stand channel, because there will be probably swearing and stuff. But the great thing is, my Mark Goldbridge channel is not monetized, so I don't have to worry about copyright. So we actually probably will play some Christmas songs as well. So it's going to be a good old laugh. 9 o'clock tonight. Make sure, if you've not subscribed to the channel, the link is in the video description. Click the Mark Goldbridge channel now, subscribe it and turn your notifications on, or just follow us straight through from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock tonight. So it's on there. We can play some music, we will drink, and it is going to be about football, but it's going to be banter and everything as well. We'll just free flow, freestylers. But we could do with Manchester. I am already on the drink as well, Chad. Me and Ross had this chat before whether I should wait. Sod it. Anyway, let's talk about United for a minute, and I just must remind everybody as well. I did it about half an hour ago. We're half an hour away from kickoff, so it's probably now or never for this offer we've got for you. The link is in the video description with Ladbrokes. If you sign up on that link through the video description and put a bet on for United to beat West Brom using the promotional code, you can only put a £1 bet on, which is a good thing because you're not betting much, but you can win 25 quid back if United win. It's a fantastic offer. And anybody who signs up in the link in the video description will go in a draw to win United shirt through the United stand. We've had a few people signing up, but I'd say probably about 30 people will sign up. So you've got a 1 in 30 chance of winning it. I would go with the black one. As Ross said, I think that's the nice one. But we will give you a grey one or a red one if you want. Link in the video description. You've got to get it on before kickoff. So you've got kickoffs in 25 minutes time, if my maths is as good as it should be. 27 minutes time. So link in the video description. Sign up for that offer. And as soon as you signed up and you put the bet on, you'll go in the draw to win a United shirt as well. And I do think United will win. So you're basically turning a quid into 25 quid, which is always good, isn't it? What was your score prediction, Ross?
It's a really tough one. I think it could be 1 or it could be another 1-0. But I'm actually going to go with 2-0 because I think that second goal will come today. But really wouldn't surprise me if it's 0-0 at half time. It really wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. I think it's such a hard game to predict. I'm tempted to go 3-1 United. I've just got a funny feeling. I remember, I think last season, was it against Middlesbrough or Sunderland away from home? Lingard scored. I think it was Middlesbrough and we won 3-1 and it was quite an open game, apart from the last 10 minutes when we sort of let Middlesbrough back into it. I've got a funny feeling, as much as I'm not happy that Martial's not starting today, I've got a funny feeling that people like Lingard and Rashford and Mata might do quite well. It is only West Brom at the end of the day. They're not having a great season. So I'm going to go 3-1. And I tell you what, I mean, look, I don't want to get pulled into this trap of I don't like Rashford because Martial's starting. I love Martial. Martial should start because for me, it's a bit like Hazard at Chelsea. Martial's our best player. Would Chelsea have Hazard on the bench today? People are talking about Martial being rested. All I'd say to that is sit down. Would Chelsea put Hazard on the bench away to West Brom? No, they wouldn't. Mourinho puts Martial on the bench because he's not totally made up on him, and he doesn't see him as like the focal point that I believe he should be. I think Martial and Pogba are our 2 world-class players, apart from De Gea, and he should be starting this game. But I do like Marcus Rashford. I think Rashford's been pretty poor for 6 weeks, and we could do with him turning up today. We could. I've got a funny feeling that he might do as well, Ross.
He has been poor for 6 weeks, but I have noticed a change in his form again. So maybe he's just giving him a run. I kind of said it. I get where you come from with Martial, and you're right. He's probably our in-form player if you take Pogba out. And he is our best player. He's the only player in our team, bar Pogba, because De Gea could never win a Ballon d'Or, that could win a Ballon d'Or in his career, for me. But I'm happy with Rashford. Like you say, I like them both as much as each other. And I think Rashford's potential is there as well. And resting Martial for 1 game isn't going to end the world. And to be honest, last 2-3 games, I know that again, actually, it links for me. When we were playing 5 at the back, Martial looked like an unreal player, and his form dropped when our formation changed again. So I think it all links. Maybe Rashford's better suited to this formation, but why are we not playing 3 at the back? Please, Jose, start playing 3 at the back because it really works for United. Yeah, that's all I've got to say, really.
Cool. Okay. Well, you're going to pop on at half time, Ross?
Yes, mate. Oh, yeah, I'll be about half time.
Okay, then. Well, you can follow Ross on Twitter at Hazza90, at HAZZA90 on Twitter. You've got your own YouTube channel as well, haven't you now? I keep seeing that flash up.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you watch it every now and again, don't you, mate?
I do, yeah. I go on there and swear and be abusive. Oh, I was on there the other night, actually. I don't think MEFC Rich is on today, but he was getting some. And who else was on there? I was telling him to go and play with the cat. I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember, mate. I can't remember.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll speak to you at half time, Ross. And what's the name of your channel anyway, just so we know?
I think it's just Hazza90. Hazza90 YT on the end. Hazza90 YT.
Okay. All right, then. I'll speak to you at half time. Cheers for coming on.
Catch you later, pal. Mate.
Okay. That's gone. Back to you lot. Manish says United will win. Chad, we know that, but Jose needs to realise that, says Beck. Haters, please, being defensive is not a criminal. Is Rodney doing the watch along later, says Michael Scofield? No. She was only 14 years old, says Gungshi. He used 3 at the back when he got Pogba, says Jamakika. I think 3 at the back does fit in with Martial's form very well. I think Ross is spot on with that. Kickoff is in 20 minutes now, 22 minutes. It's at 2:15 UK time. We do need to hit 1,000 likes. Aussie's right. Make sure you hit the like button and let's get 1,000 likes on the video before kickoff, because it's a superstition. Didn't work well against City, but it has most of the other time. Axel Twansibi should get a chance, says Magic Tricks. Perfect sort of game for Lukaku, says Cooker. I think that's a really good point as well. These are the sort of the games that Lukaku tends to do quite well in. Ali Mahmood makes a very good point. He says 7 out of the 11 players today are still recruited by Sir Alex Ferguson, a massive L to the recruitment over the last 4 years, which is true. It's our fault City are singing the Part of the Bus song. Remember we sang about City last season when we won the Europa League, said Jamie. Look, that was a cup final when we won the Europa League. This is City beating Spurs and they're singing Part of the Bus. And the reality is, whether we... I think that's such a stupid argument, with all due respect. I'm not calling you stupid, but I've heard a few people say this. I think it's such a stupid argument to say, well, we sang about them last year when we won the Europa League. My reaction to that is, the singing is up to them. If they choose to sing and act like that, that's up to them, the Man City players. But what really grinds my gears is that you've got United fans saying, oh, fair play to City, they're playing really good football, Guardiola's a really good manager. Look, when we sing about them, City haters. Why? As United fans, we should hate City. I'm fed up of listening to people going, oh, they play really good football, they've got a good manager, at least they're doing this, at least they're doing that. Yeah, at least they're making videos about us after a Spurs game, mocking the whole bloody club. You know, I've got no time for this. I've got no time for that club. I've got no time for their players. And we as a club, i.e. the board and the manager, need to react to this. And I look at the team today and I think, we're not... You know, let me be totally blunt. This team is not good enough to topple Manchester City. As blunt as you can add Pogba in there, you can add Martial in there. It's still not good enough to topple Man City in relation to the resources and players they have. That's the bottom line. Everybody needs to accept. We can want it, we can hope for it, but unless Man City have a wobble and start playing really badly and have fallouts and injuries and everything like that, when you look at the way Man City are playing at the moment and the team they've got, they've bought, let's be totally clear, they've bought, I mean, they're buying people like Kyle Walker for £50 million. It just shows you the amount of financial strength. I mean, Guardiola basically gets what he wants. He has what he wants. And I think you'd see a very different side if Mourinho had been given what he wanted as well, because he hasn't been given that. But beyond all that, Manchester United's current team is not good enough to beat Manchester City over a season. You could argue that Manchester United's starting 11 compared to Spurs isn't actually good enough. But, you know, that's the brilliance of Mourinho, that this squad and this team, which I think needs a lot of improvement, is second place in the Premier League. So that is massive, massive progress. But we're not going to close that 11-point gap with what we've got at the moment. We won't close it even with Pogba. So I think we're 3-4 players short, and they've got to be top-class players as well. Where would I be looking to improve? I think the Mata position, we need a proper right-sided player. The Lingard position, definitely. He's not a number 10, he's a squad player. We need another midfielder who can compete with Matic and Pogba, who is progressive. And then that would make me feel a little bit more comfortable, because actually, yeah, we might need another right-back or another left-back. But actually, I think, you know, De Gea, the centre-backs we've got, Valencia, Shaw, Young, you can get by with that, and Fosu Mensah's hopefully coming back. But we definitely need, I would say, 4 players in from the midfield forward to improve us, because that's where Man City are just blessed. They've got so much attacking talent. We need to stay at second place and win our games, says Cruzier Prince. Yes, the motivator's got to be there. Let's keep this points gap at 11 points. And we will. We will win today. I'm convinced by it. I'm absolutely sure we'll win today. Because we need to. We need to. Right, this is the final call. It's 15 minutes till kick-off, so you can just about, well, you will get it done in time. Link in the video description. We're giving away a Manchester United shirt today through Ladbrokes. The offer through Ladbrokes is in the video description, and it's a good one. It is a good one. Sign up through the link in the video description, use their promotion code which is in that link, and you bet on Manchester United to win the game with £1 and you get £25 back. Very, very good offer. It's limited to £1, which I think is a good thing really, because, you know, remember, gamble responsibly, make sure you're over 18. But £1 bet in a game like this for United to get 25 quid back is a great offer. The link in the video description is for that, and everybody who signs up will automatically go in the draw through the United stand to win a Manchester United shirt. I'm just going to put it out there that it's a black shirt. We've not bought it yet because we'll wait to see who wins it, sizes and all that. And if you really want the grey one or the red one, we'll get you that one. But I'm going to say the black one because the black one's the best. So link in the video description. Your odds on winning the shirt will be quite good because there probably won't be masses of people who sign up, but you've got 15 minutes. Nice little shirt before Christmas. Link in the video description. Remember to follow the guidelines, put the promo code in, and United to beat West Brom £1 wins you £25. And I think we will win today. So, you know, the odds are great because we will win, because we have to win. We cannot allow that gap to go to 14 points. That's one reason, and Mourinho won't want that to happen. We cannot afford to drop points because there's people behind us fighting for 4th place, and unfortunately there are 5 clubs fighting for 2 spots, maybe 3 spots. We don't want to get pulled into that. We've not been in that all season, and it will be a bloody culture shock if we do, because every game becomes pressured. Leicester away next week is not easy. Burnley at home on Boxing Day isn't easy. So we need to win today, and that's why I believe we will do. And I'm going to go 3-1. Leonard Thane says 3-0 to Manchester United. It's Dubs says he's wearing the black one right now. We need Lukaku back on form, says Swazi Hawk. I don't think Lukaku's necessarily been off form. I think Lukaku's got real limitations as a footballer. He's just not getting the chances. And when Lukaku gets the chances, everyone thinks he's top class again. He's still got the first touch of a brick wall. And he's still, decision making in build-up play is pretty suspect, and he's got to improve on that. But if you give him enough chances, he'll look like a good striker. The problem over the last few weeks is, since Pogba's gone especially, we haven't been creating those chances. That's what we need to do. I think he'll score today, Lukaku, though. I think I've got him as my captain in Fantasy Premier League, actually. Burnley's going to be a tough game, says Chad. Boxing Day at 3 o'clock. It's going to be a tough game to watch. You know, it's Christmas, isn't it? I'm half tempted to just go down the pub and watch it there. But 3 o'clock on a Boxing Day, no, I'm not up for that. Who hasn't liked the video yet? Says Gungshi. Shame on you, anti-United. If you're a United fan, like the video. We need 1,000 likes before kickoff. United are 3 points off Chelsea and 11 points off City. Stop being deluded. United are in the top 4 race too, says Chaos. I believe we are, yeah. I believe we are, which is why we need to win today. We need to look at young Germans, says Dave E. Well, Dave B, I'd agree. I was thinking about that last night when I was watching a little bit of the Spurs game with City. And, you know, Leroy Sané was linked to United. Gabriel Jesus was linked to United. I think Sane would have been. I think Gabriel Jesus is nice, but I do like Rashford and Martial. But I think Sane is. I was watching him yesterday on that left hand side, and I think he would have been. He's one that we really should have got hold of. I don't know why we didn't. We were linked to him a couple of summers ago. I remember doing videos on him and everything, and I don't know why United let that one go. But it is what it is. Today is the last match without Pogba. Is it today? He got sent off against Arsenal. Yeah, today's the last day, isn't it? Because we had Bournemouth. Yeah, so he's back for the Bristol game on Wednesday, actually. Montrose Townsend, 1,000 likes for luck. Is that what we've come to? No, Montrose. We've been doing it all. We've been doing it all season this season. So don't be such a negative Nilly. We have been doing it all season. It is a bit of a United stand thing. Mourinho doesn't like Germans for some reason, says MD Khaled. Well, didn't he have Khedira at Real Madrid? Ozil at Real Madrid. So might want to do your research there. Ballack at Chelsea. It didn't work out well. No, I think Mourinho has had a few Germans, to be fair. That's what she said. United might be third by New Year, says Prince. Yeah, I was talking about as being top by New Year. What, you know, it could have happened. We needed to win last week, didn't we? Joshua Jordan's ahead of the game. Favourite part of the pre-match watch-along talk is Let us know where you're watching from and what time it is if you want to, but definitely where you're watching from. Chad Sproul, he bought Ballack when he was at Chelsea with Shevchenko, didn't he? King K Gaming says, I put £100 on Lukaku. Puma says he's in West Brom and it's very cold. It is cold and wet today in the Midlands. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, says Snaps. And nobody's telling me where they're watching from. I don't know why. People can't be arsed today. India. Krish, you're the first one. Thanks to Krish. Here we go. Thailand Sheriff. Krizia Prince is in London. Bangladesh MD. Nepal says Bipul. Australia Christopher White. It's 4 PM in Israel says Jack Whiteman. MUFC Op Gamers in Manchester. Singapore, it's 3 minutes past 10. Kenya, Kuala Lumpur, Mauritius, Netherlands, Pakistan, Malta. Where's Mad Marcus? Don't know. I think he is coming on. Birmingham, Mayo Island, Hong Kong, Florida, Trinidad and Tobago, Philadelphia, Uganda, Trinidad, Leicester. We'll be there next week. Hong Kong, Fiji, New York, Singapore, Manchester, Cumbria, Ireland, Hong Kong, Bradford, London, Cardiff, Taiwan, Batley, England, Barbados, Switzerland, Tennessee, Baltimore, USA, Scotland, Malaysia, Macclesfield, Wickham, Sweden, Ethiopia, Bermuda, LA, it's 6 AM, last dedication, Barcelona, Lesotho. You know, a funny story about Lesotho is that as a kid, I know where Lesotho is. It's not far off South Africa, is it? Because I actually had a pen pal from Lesotho when I was at primary school. So there you go. I know exactly where that is. Maryland, Maldives, Boston, Hong Kong. In fact, my pen pal used to write back. I can't actually do that because I'd be giving away my real name. But he used to call me. He used to leave a letter out, and I used to think, "You cheeky get," but he probably just couldn't speak English that well. Leeds, Kenya, Florida, Sri Lanka, Birmingham. Okay, well, thanks everybody for that. We're getting close to kick-off now. We've got 10 minutes to go until the game kicks off. Somebody's in from Ukraine as well. Are you off now?
In about 5 minutes.
Oh. Here he is. Mad Marcus is here, so I'll let him have his say. Marcus, can you hear me? He was. Try and get him on. Oh no. Yeah, so I think United will win. And for that, to that end, make sure you've still. I think you can still do it. 10 minutes till kick-off. Link in the video description. If you want to win a United shirt, sign up with Ladbrokes through the link in the video description. And you can also get United to win. Put £1 on, win 25 back. But just by signing up for that offer, you will go in the draw to win a United shirt through the United Stand. You've still got time to do it very, very quickly. Link in the video description for that. And I think United will win because we have to win. I don't want to contemplate any other result today. Marcus was ringing me back, and now he's disappeared. So maybe he's got in trouble. I don't know. Time is ticking. It is ticking. We're getting very, very close to the kickoff now. My cat's behind my arm, yeah. Francesco. See if he's messaging me. Oh, he's got no sound. There is a light, it never goes out. Can you read my comments? Juicy Lemon 301 Rose. Yeah, but I might not see it the next one. Martial on the bench, says Kane. Pogba. Yeah, I did notice that. Obviously, I did notice that. I went mad about it. Not very happy about it at all. But Sean Webley, I totally agree with you. The 99 United team would batter City. To be honest with you, I've been watching the Premier League for a long time. Chelsea, Mourinho's first Chelsea side would beat this City side. 99 United would beat it. 08 United would beat it. Invincibles Arsenal would beat it. 98 Arsenal would beat it. I can think of off the top of my head 6 Premier League teams that would beat 94 United would beat it. You know, there's a lot of teams that would beat Manchester City. And also, I just think it's the sensational media that we live in that they are talking about stuff like that. And you know why they're talking about it? They're trying to mug you all off. It's because this Premier League is over. So they've got to come up with a story. And the reason they're coming up with Man City are the best team ever is because there's nothing else to talk about, because this league is over, because it's been bought. And they won't go with that headline because they're probably all got their finger in the same pie. And that is the money pie. But United have got to react to that. Why is Zlatan not starting, says Jay White? I don't think Zlatan's starting because I don't think he's fully ready, to be honest. I don't agree that Lukaku should be dropped for Zlatan. I think the pace that Lukaku brings to the team is really important. Okay, I'll read that out for you. Ayabullah says, Mark, please say happy birthday to my mum. Nomfundo is her name. She's turning 50 today. Happy birthday to Nomfundo. Afaf says, our players have to learn to not lose the ball and to take it over at any cost. Yeah, the way we got pressed by City last week was disgraceful. We must buy the league also next season, says Ayabullah. I don't think we need to buy the league. I just think we need to buy 3 or 4 players, to be honest. Lukaku played much better with Zlatan alongside, says Ed Prince. I want Lukaku subbed if he's playing bad, says Magic Tricks. Well, that's the thing. And look, I ain't got time. Look, AHK, I'll discuss this tonight on the 8 o'clock show, or maybe on the Christmas party show tonight, which I hope you're going to join us all for. I hate this argument that United have spent a lot of money too. It's such a nonsense compared to what Manchester City have done. It's an absolute nonsense. And also, let's not forget, it's all relative because Manchester City spent a lot of more money than we have, and they already had Aguero, Silva, Kompany, De Bruyne. You know, Mourinho had nothing. He had a wasted Rooney, a squad bereft of confidence. And he still hasn't spent as much as City, and actually probably needs to spend double what City have because of what he inherited. But you know, people want to go with sensational headlines, don't they? Would I take Carrasco? Says Carl Plasech. Look, he probably wouldn't be my first choice player, but there's plenty of players I would take at the moment because we are so short. People need to get off Lukaku's back, says Joe Catone. I don't think people are really on his back. I'm not really on his back. I think he is what he is. I knew what Lukaku's limitations were, and I think we should have all known that. To start picking on him because he's got no first touch is very unfair, really, because he's not. But I do think that this game, in all seriousness, is not as straightforward as some people might think, and it is primed. West Brom will certainly fancy their chances, but I think we'll win it. We're not far off kickoff now. In fact, we're literally 2 minutes. So I've got no idea what's happened with Marcus, but he's let me down because I was hoping to get a quick toilet stop in before the game. Work with amateurs, this is what happens. Right, okay, 1 minute. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Pardon?
I'm putting this back on that I bought for them.
Oh yeah. So we're back, and we're not far off from kickoff now. I just need to sort out the timer as well. Yeah, I mean, as I said, disappointed that Martial's not starting. Look at that. I'll go for the break, and I think he's back now. Hello?
Yeah, there we go. That's better.
Bloody typical. I had to go and leave them all for 60 seconds because you let me down. And then the minute I sit down, you're ringing me. How you doing? All right?
Mate. Yeah, I'm fine. I had to restart the laptop because I had no soundbar. Come on.
Skype.
Yeah.
I was just saying there, I was disappointed that Martial's not started, but I predicted it in the preview on Friday. I could see it coming a million miles off. But what are your thoughts about the team? A lot of United fans, a lot of United players wearing their gloves.
Yeah, I mean, these are the games that matter, aren't they? Going away to the likes of West Brom, Stoke, and the lesser sides on a cold day. Hopefully they can turn up and we get the 3 points. But I'm getting sick of all the talk about City and their stupid, childish videos that they're doing to get all 15 of their fans to like it, to feel relevant. We're Manchester United, sod City, and what they're doing. Let's concentrate on our business, and hopefully they'll slip up and we'll be back in it again.
I do agree with you on that, but what I would say is that I think the frustration for me on that is more the fact that I don't really feel that the club. I think the club should have seen this coming. I think they didn't back Mourinho in the summer as much as they needed to, and now we're in this embarrassing situation where it's the middle of December and we're 11 points behind City. So I think it's a good talking point. I ain't interested in any City fans coming on and calling us this, that and the other because, like I say, 6 months ago they were Chelsea fans. But I am interested in what Manchester United are going to do to close that gap, because it is a big gap. It's a deserved gap. It's a bought gap. And we need to react as a club, because there's no point moaning about it as fans. We can't do anything about it. It's the club that's got to do something about it. But as you said, it starts with the result today. If we went here today and won 3 or 4-0, obviously it's not going to make us win the league, but it keeps us comfortably in second place. And the best place to attack first place, whether it's next season, next summer, or the remaining of this season, is from second. You can't do it from third or fourth.
Yeah, most definitely. I just think that, in terms of the money that's been spent by the noisy neighbours, it should be a big eye opener to the board and Woodward that we are still 3-4 world-class players short. So hopefully that's rectified in January and in the summer transfer window. And Jose's always said he needed 3 windows, so I'm quite willing to give him the 3 windows.
Yeah, well, we're up and running here.
Yep.
Remember, if you're new to the United Stand, click that subscribe button and get involved with the community. We're live every single day at 8 o'clock, and tonight we've got some cracking shows for you. We've got 8 o'clock Sunday Night Live as usual, and then 9 o'clock straight after that we've got our Christmas party, which I think you're all going to enjoy. It's going to be something a little bit different. There will be a football element to it, but there will be drink involved, there will be banter involved, and I think you're coming as well, aren't you, Marcus?
Yeah, if I'm invited.
You know you're invited. I've invited you 3 times now. You just want me to keep inviting you.
No, I don't like to assume that.
Big boy's come in. He's already on the drink.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
so,
all right.
Well, it's going to be good. And the great thing is, it's on my channel, so it's not monetized, so I can play music and not get done for copyright. So we'll have a few Christmas songs and that.
I'm able to say what I want then, yeah?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm there, mate, yeah.
All bets are off because it's not going to be on the United Stand channel. It is the United Stand Christmas party, but it's purposely going to be played off my channel because it's uncensored. So we'll have a good laugh on that.
That's all to hear, mate.
That's what Christmas parties are all about. Christmas parties are all about just letting your hair down. And so that's good. But anyway, minute and a half in, and to be fair, decent start from United. It's all about United with the ball and West Brom behind the ball, which is, Ross was saying maybe we should have played a 3-5-2. I sort of do agree with him in a way, because I think it's more of an attacking formation. He seems to have dropped that for some reason recently, even though it did so well against Arsenal and Watford.
Oh, hang on, Rashford's in here. That's unlucky. To the byline, that's gone out, I think. Yeah, unlucky. Good attacking start from United, first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
About a minute ago, Lukaku made a run down the right-hand side, crossed the ball in a bit too deep, and there Rashford's got in there, and a bit nervy defending by West Brom. I find it comical. We're linked to Johnny Evans in January. £30 million. So no, thank you. That chapter's done for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we were all laughing about City, weren't we? Being linked to Johnny Evans, and it'd be bloody ironic if we go and buy him, but hopefully not.
Yep. Okay.
What's my favourite Christmas tune, says Chad? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll keep that in the back pocket. That'll be the first question I'll answer for you on the Christmas party. Business first. It's a bit like the working day before the party. We can all get excited about the Christmas party, but there's a bit of work to be done first, and obviously we want United to win anyway, but we don't want to be having a Christmas party with United dropping points because it will just dictate the mood. But I know what my favourite Christmas song is already. Marcus, do you know what yours is?
I love the Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas" and Elton John's "Step Into Christmas."
Ooh, I bet you do.
I've got a thing for
Elton John.
No, Leon Lewis or something. She did one.
Yeah.
A few years back on X Factor, I think it was. One More Sleep, I think it's called. So I'm playing that a lot at the minute. But West Brom's got the ball here. You know, trying to play out from the back. Bit disappointed here. There's no pressure from the front line. There's no hurry to get the ball off them.
I know, we're not. Yeah, it's a good point. That we don't press much at all. I mean, Lingard does a bit, but
in that bit of play there, it looked like Lingard was straight up top with Lukaku.
It is a typical 4-4-2.
Yeah. Which I'm very surprised at, actually, because I think with Mata in the team, he's got to play the number 10 role. Although he did do the cross against Bournemouth when he for Lukaku's header. So, but I really think Mata excels at the number 10 position for me.
Yeah.
Over Lingard, anyway. De Gea with a kick out, straight upfield. Oh, saying that, Rashford's in here down the left-hand side.
He needs to sort his final ball out. I think Rashford's waited too long there, but he got a shot away. I think Lingard and Rashford are both very guilty of that. They get into good positions, but their final decision making is just not quick enough for a player of that you need in the top four side. And I think that Rashford can certainly improve on it, but
you can improve. But I think again, you know, January the number 10 position needs to be sorted out desperately. Mkhitaryan, obviously, we thought he was going to be the one. Obviously, he's not done the job. Lingard, I think, can do it, but he's not the ideal replacement to do it. I think he's probably better as a right winger for me. Mata out on the left. Go on, United, get it. Go on, Ashley, whip it in. Low on the floor. Mata. Cross. Oh.
Better. Jared Pesserman says, stop posting spoilers, you little keyboard warriors. I think I know what he's on about, but
I have timed a few out already, and Beckham, Matthew and George have done it as well. Come on. So Lingard's dropping very deep here to pick the ball up, which is a worry. Mata very deep as well, which is only going to leave Lukaku and Rashford up top on their own.
Jared, you can just hide the chat if you want. I had 2 gets on Thursday night ruin it for me. Totally ruined it. So welcome to the club. I wasn't expecting what was going to happen, and 2 twats absolutely ruined it for me. So, you know, welcome to the modern world. That's what people are like, unfortunately. Probably City fans, but United are. You know, we're only 7 minutes in, but United are dictating the play at the moment. And I do think we'll win today. I hope a lot of you did get on that Ladbrokes thing. 1, because you can win a shirt through ourselves, but 2, because you could win yourself a bit of money. But I do think United will win today. I think West Brom away is always a difficult game, but it's not Pulis West Brom. It's Pardew West Brom, so they will be a little bit more expensive. And also, they've had a terrible season, West Brom. So I was surprised they got a clean sheet against Liverpool and got a point the other day. But I think United will win this. I'm confident they'll win it. I purposely picked tonight for the Christmas party because I thought this is a game we'll definitely win.
I hope so, mate. I do hope so. I think in terms of West Brom, always, I think, when a team replaces and their managers, like, they always get that extra 10-15% out of them, don't they? So
Yeah.
I think that's the worry here. I think Pardew, by the way we played against in the derby and against Bournemouth, he's probably thinking, yeah, let's go at them, let's see what they got. They're good defensively, but you know, we do give opposition chances, quite a few chances.
House of Zom said, I joined Ladbrokes with the code but didn't get the bet on in time. Am I still in the shirt draw? The link in the video description's for that. I think as long as you've signed up, I think you still will be in the draw, yeah. So the link in the video description was for that. If you went through the link in the video description and did it, but you didn't have time to get the bet on, you should still be in the draw, because we will get a list of everybody who signed up, and we'll pick a winner from that. So you should be in it, yeah.
So we've still got the ball, we're still pressing. Herrera's seen a lot of the ball in the middle of the park.
Yeah, he's done all right.
Yeah, I actually thought after the Bournemouth game, I actually thought there was a chance that McTominay could have started today. So I thought he had a decent performance. Yeah, alongside Matic.
McTominay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I think he did all right. I wouldn't be using him
No.
away from Old Trafford. I think that's a step too far for him. I don't think he's ready for it yet. But
Good ball in by Rashford.
Tasty. Game started at 2:15, mate. So we're 9 minutes in at the moment.
Go on, Matter. Press the ball. Come on. I think that'll be a main theme today, that we might end up scoring or capitalising on a West Brom mistake. Oh, by the way, you spelt Romero wrong as well.
I know, I've called him Romeo.
Yeah.
Tell you, we're real on the United stand. I'm glad I got the fire behind me because it's keeping me warm.
Come on, look, why you... Johnny Evans is a quarter away in our half and we're just standing there waiting for him to pass the ball.
Yeah, we don't press enough. We don't press enough.
He's a bloody defender. Get at him. I'm very surprised Phil Jones starting today. Very surprised.
Well, he started in the week and he did play well. But I thought Lindelof and Rojo had played really well for a few weeks, and I thought, you know, I was quite surprised the way Phil Jones has just come back into the team. But obviously, Mourinho really rates him, and he'll get let down. I think Phil Jones is a good playing well, but he will get injured again. So I don't really understand why we keep doing it. But
it's a shame because Lindelof, he's the last couple of games he's played in, he's actually getting a good run of form together. And I think to drop him for Phil Jones was a big call, considering he's only just come back from injury as well.
Well, yeah, Lindelof loses his momentum and confidence, doesn't he, as well? He was really growing into the role.
Come on.
But United well in control of this game in relation to possession. I think West Brom are definitely looking to hit us on the break.
Matic has lost it there. Dangerous.
And they are just about to hit us on the break. We should be all right though. The ball's gone wide.
Smalling. Come on, Matic. Matic, I'll tell you what, he's not looking his usual self at the minute.
To be honest, it's a good point. I've got a theory on Matic. I don't know what people think at home, but I think Matic had a really good start to the season, and obviously I had to take the whole L and say, yeah, I was wrong about Matic. But I don't think since probably about mid-September to now, I don't really think he's been anywhere near as good as he was the first 4 weeks. I think he's been okay, but I think he's had to play a lot of football and he's looked very tired. But I can't really remember the last game that he played really well.
Sign of fatigue?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. He's had to play a lot of games. Anyway, West Brom have got a corner here.
I would hope that maybe when Pogba comes back, he can find a game or two to just give him a rest. Last thing we want is for Matic to get an injury over the Christmas period. Thankfully, West Brom's corner was a waste of time.
Good to see Pardew back. Hopefully he'll do a little bit of a dance.
You like that dance, didn't you? So United playing out from the back. There's not really much movement up front either. Very static. Lingard and Lukaku there. Let's just go on Lukaku. Poor ball. Cool. Yeah, we'll take that. Well done, Rashford. Yeah. I'll say Lukaku was closed down quite quickly there as well.
Remember, if you're new to the United Stands, drop us a subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're closing in on nearly 160,500. Great community, as you can see with the live comments, and always lots going on, live content every day. And you definitely don't want to miss the Christmas party tonight. I think it's going to be a great laugh. 9 o'clock tonight, but that'll follow 8 o'clock Sunday night live. That's not going anywhere either, so get involved with that. I've got an interesting few weeks coming up for United. And thought Lukaku had scored. He nearly did. Defender got ahead of him. Cross coming in from Young, whipping it in with the right, and defender got there ahead of him. I don't know whether Lukaku should have been getting there. I think Lukaku should get there ahead. It's only bloody Kieran Gibbs.
Yeah, he should have done, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's bad by Lukaku. He's up against Gibbs, and Gibbs gets there first. He's double the size. He's got to get there first.
Not a good sign. Not a good sign. But still plenty of time left. So
it was a good cross from young Peter Doyle. And funnily, Carmichael was just saying it's a shame we've got no one who can put a decent cross in for Lukaku. And then the very next move, Ashley Young did it. Ashley Young started off well actually, because I think Ashley Young works in United's team when we're attacking. It's when we've got to defend. He's a bit. I don't know what that is from Rashford.
I think Matic. He thought Matic was going to make the run there. Not on the same wavelength. Nice shot of Jose here. Look.
I suppose the only positive about Martial being on the bench is he'd probably come on with 20 minutes to go and score a couple of goals.
Yes. In terms of impact, I would prefer Martial to come off the bench. He's done it throughout this season quite consistently as well. He comes off, he's either assisting or he's scoring. Whereas Rashford, when he comes on off the bench, it's more of a workman-like performance.
Yeah.
He's probably put on there because he tracks back probably a bit more than Martial. So I think out of the two, we can't get too upset because it's a recurring theme this season. These two are alternating. So.
Grant Walker's just said, can't watch the game today. Can you lads sum it up in a few words? I'll let Marcus do it in a minute. I would say this first 15 minutes from United has been progressive because we are moving up the pitch with a lot of possession. We've not created a chance yet, really.
No, we've not had a chance, but it's a very slow build-up play for me at the minute.
Here we go, Lukaku. Can he get it?
No, first touch
he should have hit
again.
that.
Yeah, first touch again.
See, he's getting really. Lukaku had a long ball up to them. He controls it and then he laid it off to Lingard, and he's jumping around really frustrated. And I can't see who he's frustrated with because it's not really Lukaku's fault. So I would hope he's frustrated with himself. I think he should have just hit it. I do.
Pereira there did some fantastic pressing there on two players, really hurrying them up. All right, come on, Ashley, bring it out.
We're not having any problems winning the ball back at the moment.
No, but when we're getting it, but when we're winning the ball back, it's going backwards or sideways.
I mean, the reality is, for the first 15 minutes in an away game against the team that they'll be looking forward to this, the fans, they want to beat us. You need to do something with this possession because they're going to start getting frustrated in a minute, these fans, and that might inspire West Brom to actually start doing something. But yeah, I think Matic does need some time off as well. There was a good point there from Puma81. United need to. I think we're getting into that point of the game now where United actually need to create something and start to make this That's a lovely cross by Lukaku, by Herrera. No one's bloody attacking it though.
No one's on it. No.
It's so annoying.
That's the second ball in the box there that has been a good ball. Ashley Young for Lukaku, where he should have got ahead of Gibbs, and then that one there by Herrera, and no one's attacking it. They're just standing there waiting for it to come to them. Herrera's lost it there. Look.
Yeah, well, we spoke about the Ashley Young one. Kieran Gibbs getting there ahead of Lukaku. Herrera's cross just there was fantastic, and people are just like cementing their boots. They're not moving around. But I heard a very good comment. I'm going to use it. I wanted to use it. It's not mine, but it's very good. It was on the show last night. Somebody said Lukaku reminds them of somebody who's playing up front in a pair of Timberlands. You know, he's very, very heavy-footed, and I think that's true. He is very heavy-footed at the moment. Somebody just said there he looks very, very tired. I mean, again, maybe he is tired. He has played a lot of football, but you know, when you're getting decent quality, I mean, the one thing I've defended Lukaku about recently is that he's just not been getting the decent quality into the box. Well, he's had 2 crosses already in the first 15 minutes, and he's not been anywhere near it. Yeah, United need to be careful though, Marcus, because we have been in control, but you know, West Brom
with it.
Yeah, West Brom Cuddits is on the break, and their game plan's working. Then they've got, you know, basically they're playing a 4-5-1 at the moment, so we were always going to have a lot of the ball. Paul Roscoe 11 wants a shout out. There you go, mates.
It seems to me like it's only Jesse Lingard here who's calling for the ball and looking to run at them. You know, no one else is putting their hands out saying, you know, give me the ball or anything like that. It's just the front two are static. I
tell you what though, I remember West Brom at Rashford there. What are you doing, mate?
I'll tell you what, he could have had a foul there, man. He's had an arm in the face there.
I remember West Brom coming to Old Trafford. I think it was them around April-March time. Zlatan I think it was before Zlatan did his injury. I think he was actually suspended, and they parked the bus all game. And I'll tell you what, I think Zlatan might be quite useful in a game like this if West Brom are going to play so deep. This is the sort of game where I think where you could play Zlatan, because they're not playing a high line, they're not pressing us, they're playing quite deep, and that would be perfect for someone like Zlatan. So we might see him in the second half.
Oh, there was a good stat there that just came up on the screen that Marcus Rashford has played in all 27 games this season.
I don't think he's played particularly well in all 27 though.
No, but you know, he's obviously had some part in every single game this season. So,
Danny Barr, you can have a shout out. Of course you can, pal.
Yeah,
Akinoli says Lingard just runs around. Look, I'm not going to be critical of Lingard because who else is there at the moment? Mkhitaryan's obviously not up to the job. He never plays Mata as a 10. Pogba's missing. But when you look, we're not going to close an 11-point gap on Manchester City in any season with Jesse Lingard playing. He's a squad player. He should be sitting on the bench, and that's firmly where he should be. But at the moment, he's a necessity because people are either injured, suspended, not performing, and. But I don't like Lingard in the team. I'll be honest with you. I don't. You know, he's somebody to bring on after. I mean, again, it's a bit of a nonsense to me that you've got Anthony Martial sat on the bench and you've got Jesse Lingard starting games. But you know, I'm not the manager.
Yeah, but see, in defence of that, Mark, you've got to think what happens if Martial and Rashford pick up an injury in the same game. You know,
no, this is why Man City are so ahead of us at the moment, because you win games by scoring goals, and they've got so many good attacking options. I mean, they've got people like Bernardo Silva on their bench, and you know they're alternating Jesus and Aguero. I mean, we've got lots of centre back options, but we haven't got a lot of attacking options. You know, we are playing Jesse Lingard as a number 10. We are begging Fellaini to stay. You know, that's the level of United at the moment. And I was saying it before you came on, Marcus. You know, of course, everybody should get really angry about the situation with. Oh bloody hell!
Slip there.
We should get very angry about the situation Manchester City are in ahead of us, and it's embarrassing for us. But I actually do think when I look at our squad and the fact that Pogba's been out for nearly 3 months, when you combine the suspension, and we haven't got many attacking options, and I even look at Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, you could argue that their attacking options are better than ours, but we're comfortably second. So I think, of course, it's right to be angry about the City situation, but I think when you look at it, really, I think we're overachieving with what we've got.
Yeah, I'd agree with that to a point, but I think in terms of the quality the other teams have, it should really be an eye-opener for our board. You know, for the Glazers and Woodward to, you know, in order for this Manchester United team to get anywhere, they've got to invest the money. So it's not the players' fault. It's not Mourinho's fault. We all know he wasn't back to a point in the summer, and you know this business about he's got to sell before he buys, and I can understand that as well because of the wage bill and you know the structure that they've got in place for it. But it's the quality of the players, as you said there. You know, Fellaini, Mkhitaryan, Darmian, you know, Lingard. You know, these aren't players that you're going to win a league title with. I don't think, which you know goes back to being 3-4 quality players short. No,
I agree, and I think the problem is I do agree with the board that we've got to buy to sell because sell to buy because we haven't got enough players, but we have got a lot of players who are all around the same standard. I mean, Darmian and Blind, I don't think they're even on the bench today. In fact, the bench is going up past me. So Darmian and Blind aren't injured. They're just not on the bench. And that's two players being paid decent wages who just get rid of them. They're not even on the bench when Pogba's not fit. And, you know, get rid of them. And people will want them two players. And that's two players gone, two players off the wage bill. I like Darmian and Blind. I haven't got a massive problem with them. But I dislike them as... I don't think they're good enough for United, and that's what we should be doing. I've had a super chat here, so I need to read this out. It's from Moses, and it's a good one. He says, thanks for the contribution, Moses. He says, I don't know if you agree with me, but United should go for 3 midfielders, a number 10, a right midfielder, and a centre defensive midfielder. I definitely think you're right with the first two. I mean, my priority with United is, I don't know what yours is, Marcus, but my priority with United at the moment is attacking players. We need more than one attacking player being brought in, whether that's a winger, an attacking midfielder or not, that's what we need.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think you know the number 10. I said it earlier. The number 10 position is by far the most important position that's got to be filled. Lingard is not a number 10. I'd prefer him as a right winger, if I'm honest. Mkhitaryan can't do the job, and he's so inconsistent. So the only option really we have is Mata, but he doesn't get played as the number 10. He's always out on the wing. So the number 10's got to be filled. I think we're going to need another striker because Zlatan won't be here next season. I wouldn't have thought. And to be honest, he is literally on the bench to make up the numbers for me at the minute because he's not doing anything. You know, granted, he's got to be eased back in and he may be used towards the back end of Christmas and early January. But it'll be the same sort of football as we were playing last season, which isn't a good sign for me.
I'll tell you what, I'm already drinking, so by 9 o'clock tonight, it's going to be... if you've ever wanted to watch United stand uncut, uncensored, watch the Christmas party tonight, because I'm going to open another beer in a minute. But Chad says we need Goldbridge with his wand of a left foot. You know what? Even after that pint, I've not had any lunch, so I've just gone straight onto the beer. I actually, in myself, feel I should be playing for United at the moment, which is just total nonsense. But... there was a good comment I wanted to read. We're missing flair. I don't know who said it. I think it's probably whizzed by now. But it was a good comment. United missing flair. You know what? Someone like Mesut Ozil would walk into this team at the moment. It's what we need is a player whose sole job is creation. Creation is what we need in that team. You know, whether it's Griezmann or Dybala, and we can dream, or whether it's an Ozil or others, we desperately need somebody in the team who is just going to create. And
I mean, hopefully these players that we're linked to, hopefully there is a chance to get them in January. If the players, you know, like Fellaini and Herrera, if they're going to try and play hardball to get more money out of the club, then I would say let them go. Let them go.
I was quite encouraged by what Mourinho said in his press conference that I don't like the January transfer window, but if a player who's available that you want in June or July is available...
1-0.
Yes! Come on! Doesn't celebrate again, but yes. I don't know what he's sulking about. We don't want any of that. Do you think he's sulking, Marcus? Doesn't want to celebrate at the moment. He did play for West Brom. He did play for West Brom.
Yeah. I agree with Ross. Me and Ross was talking about it. I just don't think. I think he knows that his form's not been good enough.
Good cross by Rashford,
yeah.
and it is a good cross by Rashford because he's actually sandwiched Lukaku between Evans and Gibbs, and you know, it's a lovely header. It's unstoppable. That's a very good goal from Lukaku. Very good goal. That's why that's why I don't criticise him, and that's why I've got him as captain in my fantasy Premier League team, because we're playing a flat track bully today, and he tends to score. He's got 2 in 2, hasn't he? So yeah. I think the thing about Lukaku is, look, if you don't like Lukaku or you do like Lukaku, and I know me and Ross have spoken about we do like him, and I can't remember what you said, Marcus, so I'll let you have your say. But the thing about Lukaku is, against West Brom, against Bournemouth, that's what he does. He scores against teams like that. The problem with Lukaku is against Man City, against Chelsea, where the chances aren't going to come as often, and you are against better defenders, and you need a bit of build-up play. He hasn't got that. He's got to learn that. And I think Mourinho bought him with that intention to teach him that. But you can't expect him to do it in 4 months. It's going to probably take a little bit of time. But this is why we bought Lukaku, because last season, how many points did we drop against the teams that we should have been beating? And how many points have we got? Because 3 on Wednesday. Or was it Tuesday? It was Wednesday. 3 on Wednesday because of Lukaku's goal. Could be another 3 today. So, you know, this is what Lukaku's for me. And he needs to improve in the bigger games.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because, look, you know, as you said there, last season we dropped points to the lesser sides. You know, Zlatan was missing chances left, right and centre against the lesser sides. And Lukaku was brought in to make sure that didn't happen. Which is why I thought when Zlatan came back, we would have played the two up front together, because Zlatan could score against the bigger teams, Lukaku could score against the lesser teams, put them together, and it's problem solved. But, you know, it hasn't gone that way. So it's... I do like Lukaku. I'm not his biggest fan. I support every player that plays for Manchester United. But I do think as a long-term number 9, I don't think he's the solution. And that's not a slight on him, as you know, a personal slight on him or anything. I just don't think he's an out-and-out Manchester United number 9.
You know what? I think one of the best points you made there is that, look, you know, we're not in a position at United at the moment to start being, you know, critical of our own... Well, no, I don't even know how to word this. What I'm trying to say is, look, the journey starts today for me. You've got Man City players mocking us on videos, which is just classless, absolutely classless, right? So whoever plays in the United shirt today, they get my support, because it's not really about whether Lingard's the right sort of player or Lukaku or anything like that. This is a journey. This is about Manchester United fighting back. And as long as these players go out and get the points tonight or today or this afternoon, then for me that's the start that we need. We need to start fighting. We need... You know, we've only got what we've got at the moment, and it's not good enough. The board need to back it. But today we can't. We were never going to sign players today. It was always going to be what it was going to be, and get the 3 points. And the great thing about this is we're half an hour in, and you know what? Actually,
two on one here.
Phil Jones has worked back there.
Smalling, well done.
I think Jones was intelligent there, because it was him who got turned, but it was really good centre back play, because he sent Smalling to go to the man. And then Phil Jones pelted it back. Really good defensive play by the pair of them there. Some people always think you go Smalling or Jones. I thought that was brilliant defending. But yeah, what was I saying? Look, we've got to win. We don't want to get pulled into the battle that's below us. And the board have got to back us. But we've been half an hour in this game, Marcus, and we've been saying, look, we've been dominant in this game with the ball. You've got to get a goal from that sort of possession. We've got the goal. I can't think of any other chances we've had, to be fair. So fair play Lukaku. He scored the first chance that we've created. Maybe he should have got on a couple of those other crosses, third time lucky. But, you know, nobody can argue. We've not... This part of the bus crap does my head in as well. You know, we have been progressive, and we've got the goal.
But the thing is, sometimes you have to go at these places and win ugly. It's not... I mean, of course, every team would like to play fast, fluid football. Of course, you know, everyone would. But I just don't think the players that we have are capable of doing that. So we, you know, which would mean we need to invest more in these flair players. You know, if we want to play that way, you know, the Manchester United way of old, then yeah, we need more flair players. And again, that comes down to the board. Invest the money. But it's no good saying, you know, we want to play like this if they're not willing to back him. And for me, the buck, you know, it starts and stops with the board for me. Mourinho wanted a winger. We all know that. He wanted a winger in the summer. He didn't get it. We're haggling over 4 or 5 million. While you know, the neighbours are splashy 50 million plus on defenders. So, you know, it's hard. It really is. He's got a really tough job, Mourinho.
I think the best case scenario for us as fans, because the United stand's not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere, and we can be vocal about it, and I think every other United fan feels the same. The best case scenario for United is we keep ticking away, we keep winning games, and we keep in second place, but that gap with Man City doesn't come down, because we're in a good place. We're in a good place if we stay in second place, but if Man City just keeps staying far ahead of us, we're never going to be content with second, because that's not in United psychology at all. So even if we're playing good football, but we're still not making any progress on City. Oh, good bit of play by Smalling again there. Yeah. Good cross.
Valencia with the clearance.
Is that, yeah, we're the second best club in England comfortably, and we can keep that position, but we're still a big gap to City. The board and the fans have got to be very vocal about this. We've got to keep going. Come on. Let's get some players in.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, if we can get the 3 points today, and there's still a long way to go, but we just as disappointing as it has been with this battle with City, we've never given anybody an inch of getting that second place off us, and I think that is a positive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, second, I'd love to be first. Of course, I would. You know, all us United fans would want to be first, but as an improvement over last season, for me, second is, you know, it is an achievement. It really is. All right, we might not be in a title race and it might be over already, but let's go down. If we're going to give it up, let's go down fighting. Let's not make it easy for them. It's probably, you could probably say it's in their hands now. A major slip up will let us back in.
The title's gone. I know you were on about it last week, but I said it was gone, and I think with that, you know, Spurs needed to get something from them yesterday, and you shouldn't rely on others anyway. But you know, even if I think it is, you know, 11 points is too much. But me and Ross were talking about it before. I think United's motivation has got to be that gap gets no longer. 2-0. Oi, 2-0. Lingard deflected in.
Deflected, yeah.
Well, you'd fancy game over now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would think so. West Brom, they, apart from that chance just now with Rondon, bit of a mix-up in the box. But 35 minutes in, 2-0 up. And to be honest, I think it's been a really good performance away from home as well.
I think you're right. I think it's one of those sort of games that, yeah, we've not really created anything, but the possession, if you do get the 2 goals, it makes such a difference, doesn't it? And, you know, you can't fault it, really. Good defensively, decent going forward.
It's been a really dominant performance from Manchester United. And as you just say, we've not created a whole lot, but when we've had the chances, we've took them. Which, you know, some people would slate us for being not clinical enough this season, but we've certainly shown it here. 2 clear-cut chances and 2 goals.
And I tell you what, you know, we were shocking against Bournemouth in the week, but we won. And I know some fans were just disappointed because, you know, still got the hangover from the City game. But I think that's a very important thing to say. You know, footballers are human beings as well. Those United players will know that we're in December and the title's gone. You know, psychologically, does that make you drop off because you know, there's nothing to play for? And I think United showed big mental strength against Bournemouth in the week to get over that and grind out a result. And today it's been a very different performance. You know, we haven't been boring today. You know, West Brom haven't created chances like Bournemouth did, and as a team, it's been much better, and that, you know, that's a good mentality to have. And I think Mourinho does drill that into his players. He's definitely, you know, Mourinho's using resources that Pep doesn't have. You know, it's inferior resources, and he is getting good results out of them. But yeah, I mean, 2-0 up against West Brom first half. Never say never, obviously, but I did say we would win this game, so I hope everybody did get themselves on that Ladbrokes offer, because I you know, regardless of Martial being dropped and no Pogba, if you know anything about Mourinho and United, I just felt that this was a game they weren't going to lose. You can look at the team, you can look at the formation and go, oh, it's not great. But today was one of those games I just felt we were not going to lose. And, obviously it's not over yet. One goal, the next goal for West Brom could change it. But, yeah, I mean, very, very pleased with it. I've got to read this comment because it's from Minnie Mourner. Thanks for the contribution, pal. He says, remember we got Lukaku from a team where the mindset was a draw against the top teams would have been a good game and goals would have been a luxury. It's going to take time for his mindset to change. Give him time. Good point, that. He has always played for teams that have had that problem. Not big clubs. So, there's an adaptation there with Lukaku, of course. I totally agree with everybody's complaints about Lukaku, about his first touch and goes missing in the big games. But we knew that when we signed him. It's not like he's suddenly got worse. He was always like that. So he's either going to improve, and I think Mourinho's bought him because he feels he can improve him, or he'll stay the player that everybody thought he was when they signed him. But he'll still score a lot of goals for us, especially in games like this.
The thing about Lukaku I like is that he runs the channels as well, and tries to bring the midfielders into play. So if he's not scoring, his work rate up front is really good. And that's something we don't get with Zlatan because obviously, he's not known for his pace, is he? So it's a good option to have. Will it work for future seasons? I'm not too sure. I think he'll be better if he plays with a partner, purely because he's very, very well. He's got no right foot, has he? Really?
No.
So as a defender, it's quite easy to know which way he's going to go.
Lukaku and Lingard have scored so far, and we're pushing for a third at the moment. If we could get a third before half time, it would be great. Lingard's goal wasn't class. I don't know why people are saying it was class. It was the keeper would have gone and got changed and still saved that. It was going straight at the keeper. It did get a lucky deflection. But if you don't buy a lottery ticket, you don't win the lottery, do you? Sometimes I think it's worth a shot because deflections, even at the highest level of football, deflections can still be a big influence, and it was an element of luck, but United, I think, actually on the balance of play, Marcus, 2-0 is probably about right based on the possession we've had.
I think so, yeah. Again, West Brom, they've not done anything coming forward, apart from the rondon in the box a couple of minutes ago. They've not really offered nothing going forward. And I think Mourinho, you worry about a new manager in charge with Alan Pardew. They tend to, they get that extra 10-15% out of them, don't they? So they want to impress and keep their place in the side. But I think Mourinho's game plan is obviously, they've executed it perfectly. I hope now that they just carry on attacking and we don't sit back and let them come into it.
Yeah. It's
always been a problem, like second half, isn't it? At the start of the second half, we just sort of like lay off for 10-15 minutes and that's it. We've got 5 minutes here to the end of this half.
Roma Dude Scholes, he makes an interesting point. I don't know what people at home think about this. He says, maybe as fans are getting too critical, maybe we should back off with the criticism for a while. I don't really think a lot of the criticism, certainly not from me, is against players' manager. It's about the board's got to do something in January. They can't do it now, so I'm not saying get your green and yellow scarf out. I don't think you should do that anyway, but the board have got to do something in January and the summer, so I'm not having a pop at them yet. Let's see what they do. I'm pro Mourinho, and the players are what the players are. My criticism really is that we shouldn't be 11 points behind Man City in December, and we've had a good season, but 11 points is massive. And let's not forget, I don't really give a damn about Liverpool or Arsenal or Spurs or Chelsea, but they should be even more embarrassed than we are because some of them are nearly 20 points behind City, which is ridiculous in December. Yeah. All I'm bothered about is United. And 11 points is unacceptable, and that's my frustration at the moment. Is how do we close that gap? And laying off the players and laying off the criticism, it's never going to happen when one of your biggest rivals are that far ahead of you and they're mocking you. So no, I don't think we should sit back and just accept that. Oh, it's fine. But I do get some elements of your point that I don't think attacking Mourinho helps, and I don't do that. I'm pro Mourinho. Mourinho's here regardless of what anybody wants. Mourinho's here till the end of the season, and he'll either walk or he'll stay. I don't think he'll ever get sacked.
Oh, Smalling was lucky there, run into a brick wall. Lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, just need to see it through till second half now.
Yeah. Don't know where Smalling was trying to go there. But yeah, let's keep it going. Hopefully we don't sit back in the second half. I hope we've been so good with going forward in terms of possession as well. Quite dominant. Lukaku free-header there, flicked on out to Ashley Young.
To do it, did he?
Huh?
Well, Christmas party's looking good anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope you're going to be in the kitchen baking some mince pies for us. Huh?
Well, I've got another beer to have for the second half, and then I'll be on the red, and then maybe even the whiskey. So it'll be all the grape, the grain, and the grain again.
Have you not had dinner yet? Then?
No, I'm gonna have it after.
West Brom attacking here.
Yeah, we don't want to give away for half time.
Shot could say
score. That has not had anything to do, really, has he?
No, he's not. He's pretty much been a spectator in the first half. I mean, that's the first shot I think they've had where he's actually saved it. Again,
and, you're right about City. I mean, City are there. We shouldn't ignore it. It's a problem we've got to deal with, and I'm sure we will deal with it. But actually, let's not talk about City for a bit because we are second in the league. And to be fair to United, it must be very frustrating for teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, and Liverpool because we haven't given them a sniff. If our ceiling's second, their ceiling is third at the moment. They can't even, City, they're never going to catch them, obviously, but they're not even able to get near us at the moment because every time they win, we win. If they drop points, we really have got to take that as some positive from this season, that we did finish 6th last year, and this year we've been comfortably second. So that is progression. Of course we want to be first, of course we do, but there are plenty of teams who want our spot and they'd quite happily have it. So
I think with this team, and after the summer we had, I think going from 6th to 1st was a mighty jump. Not beyond the realms of impossible, but it was a mighty jump, and I think 11 points for this team is probably just a bit too far, purely because of the difference in the benches between all the sides. Let's not forget here, Chelsea are the Premier League champions as it stands, and they're further behind than us. So, I think second is a good achievement. When you take everything into consideration. I think it is a good achievement, and I'm quite happy with that. And you never know, we may actually do something special in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's still an option. We've still got the cups.
Yeah. I mean, we've got.
I say somebody was to contact me and say, "Oh, the season's over. I wish it was over." Well, it is very disappointing in relation to the Premier League that we're not in a title race and it's only December. But there are still 3 trophies to play for, and. I still think the league is obviously it's disappointing the title's over, but there's such a battle ongoing in relation to that top 4 positions where there's 6 clubs who desperately want it. We can't afford to lose our focus because we'll slip. You could go from 2nd to 6th quite quickly in this league.
Yeah, you can do. I mean, let's say, Chelsea are 3 points behind us if we win this one.
Yeah, they're level at the moment, but we've got that game today.
It's not all doom and gloom. I was brought up supporting United, obviously from a very, very young age. You never write Manchester United off, no matter what. And I think this team, like I say, 11 points is just a bit too much of a gap. But as you say, we've got an easy game Wednesday. What was it? Bristol Wednesday, I think it is.
I wouldn't say it's an easy game. They're not doing terrible in the Championship.
Come on, mate. It's Manchester United, the quality we got. We should be rolling that over, shouldn't we? Come on.
It depends what team we pick in it. Depends what people pick. Jared Besserman says, I have a feeling Burnley could take a top 5 spot. I don't think over the course of the season they could. But in relation to Manchester United, very, very comfortable performance from us in that first half. I think against the Bournemouth we were poor, but today I don't know. We were talking about it in the game before. I was very, very confident that we were going to win this game, and we've not looked like it's going to be a problem at all, Marcus.
No. I was quite sceptical about it yesterday when I was thinking about it. Because you don't know what United team are going to turn up. Is it going to be the team against the mentality of the City game or the Bournemouth game, or is it going to be the mentality of the Arsenal and the Watford? So for me, it all depended, what turned up, and I actually thought we might scrape it, but it's looking quite comfortable, very comfortable.
Ross, you're on.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, good. Give us your thoughts on that first half, then.
Strange old first half, wasn't it? Because for the first 20 minutes, I thought that's as poor as we've played all season. I thought we were dreadful. But to combat that, West Brom have been even worse. I think with teams like West Brom, they're not used to playing sort of twice a week. And I think that's showing because they look dead already, to be honest. And United will go on to win this game comfortably. But I don't think it's been a great performance from us. And it seemed to take us 25 minutes to realise that if we actually put a cross in the box, we're probably going to score a goal because all our best chances come from that. But yeah, it's a strange old game to watch. Comfortable, but not good to watch, to be honest.
Here's just going to read this out, actually, because I want to come back on that from... Actually, I'll read this in a minute, and I'll just come back on what Ross said there. I did say that, though, didn't I? I did say... Mark, I can't remember what your score prediction was. I think I said 3-1. I just had a funny feeling Lingard and Mata and Rashford would be quite successful today. And it might be 3-1, but we might not play that well, but it might be quite comfortable. And I think it certainly has gone that route so far. Given lots and lots of possession, but we didn't really create that many chances. Lingard's was a lucky goal. You got to shoot. Fair play. He took the shot and it was lucky. And Lukaku was probably the best chance of the game, and we scored it. We didn't really create anything else. There was a couple of good crosses, but Lukaku didn't move for them. Loads and loads of the ball. But I suppose on reflection, I think I probably got a bit giddy because we were 2-0 up and we're going to get 3 points. But on reflection, you're probably right, Ross, it wasn't very creative. I think, again, I'd come out that half saying we desperately need an Ozil or a Griezmann or somebody. We need somebody whose sole job is to create.
Yeah, agreed. And look, I give him so much stick, and it's starting to look like I've got a bit of an agenda against the guy. But I thought Herrera was dreadful again. And I think that actually we stepped it up after 20 minutes when Matic started stepping out of the midfield and moving forward with the ball. And it's nice to have him in there. We need someone else that can do it, though, because look, I'm not saying he's crap, but for me, Herrera's lost all confidence in himself because some of his decision-making is strange. Losing the ball when there's no one near him. It's strange. Like, yeah, but it has been a strange... Look, we can't mind... I don't know why I'm coming on it and being so negative. It's silly, really. It's 3 points pretty much guaranteed now, and on to the next one. You've got to look at it like that. But when you've got when City are playing like that, you need some inspiration, and it's not coming, and that January transfer window is needed.
I think that's what it's all about. I think it's all about let's get all the points we can between now and New Year's Eve, and then let's buy some players. But here's an interesting one for you, Marcus. Drorty's just sent me this. He says, any other season United would be top. 41 points from 18 is title-winning form. The fact it's 11 points is down to others being shit, luck, and once-in-a-lifetime run from City. It's impossible to close that gap, but it's United have never in their history won 17 out of 18 games, and all our expectations are out of whack. It's just whether it's bought or anything, and it has been bought, success. It is just a ridiculously unprecedented run of form from Manchester City, and unfortunately, we're all getting very frustrated by it. But actually, we were talking about in that first half that I think United are massively over achieving with the team that they've got still, and long may it continue, and hopefully the board will react. I'm just going to pop to the toilet and let you and Ross have a bit of chat about that.
Okay. Big boy, how can you come on here being so negative?
It's strange for me, to be honest, because I'm normally Mr. Positive, but that first 20 minutes, mate, I was so disappointed. Given the fact of what City have done with the whole chanting thing, I wanted them to go out there and show some fight, and it was so lackluster in that first 20 minutes. Look, the 2 goals came, and it's great. It's 3 points, and you have to be positive about that. But I just think I honestly think if West Brom come here and went at us in this game, would have struggled. But West Brom just looked dead on their feet. They look like a team that had given up before they even started. I don't know about you. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's been quite positive. When you look at the performance in the derby and the performance against Bournemouth, all right, we won the game. But I just think as a dominant force, I think we've been really, really good. There's not a chink in the armour as far as I'm concerned. They've had one chance, which was the Rondon scuffle in the box, which cleared away by Valencia, but they've not really done anything. And I think that's that's down to the players. We've not obviously been closing down as much, as quick, but when they're coming in our half, they've not really got any options because the man marking, I think, has been fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the zonal, I get what you mean. They have marked well, and we always defend well. Just look a little bit out of ideas when we go forward. But do you know what? We've been saying it all season, haven't we, Marcus? If you give Lukaku deliveries like that, he's going to score a shed load of goals. And his goal run did dry up after he stopped getting chances. He was getting one a game, and we were criticising him for missing that. Well, that's part and parcel of being a striker, but it is good to see him on the team sheet today. I'm really pleased with that. That's the major positive because I think he's coming back into a little bit of form, and I think United is starting to realise that if we want Lukaku to score loads of goals, we maybe have to go a little bit more direct, a little bit from crosses, and not so much into his feet. Yeah,
and again, I think that comes down to what Mark was saying, the number 10 position. We need an actual out-and-out creator. Because obviously Lukaku, we've known for the last few games, 6-7 games, he's had to feed off scraps because we've got no one there to give him the service. So I think, the number 10 in January, for me, is the priority. And if that means Mkhitaryan's out the door as well, then so be it, because I don't think we've missed him at all, to be honest.
No, we haven't. Lingard's actually filled his shoes really well. Jesse Lingard's had a really good game today. I don't think anyone thinks that he's our number 10 going forward, but he does well. He's good squad play. Filled the whole way. He's kind of turned up when needed, where Mkhitaryan didn't. But you're right, mate. It's just whether Arsenal will part with Ozil in January, because he'll come in the summer regardless. But I think it's not money wasted to spend 20-30 million on him to get him 6 months earlier, because what he could give us in that 6 months is quite a lot, I think.
So I did say to you the other day, Ross, as well, maybe there was some sort of deal we could do in like a swap deal or something. It's not beyond possibility of doing it, but maybe Mkhitaryan goes their way and we bring in Ozil.
I think you're right. You may be onto something there because partnering with Ozil for them would mean they're a man down. If we can fill that gap for them, it may make them more likely to part. It'd be interesting because I'm sure Arsenal fans would think they're getting the better deal, but we would know that they certainly ain't, because great in patches, Mkhitaryan, but when you really need him, when you need to rely on him, when the rest of the team are down, he's never stepped up for us. He only ever plays well when we're 4-0 up and the team's already done all the work themselves, for me.
Do you think that Ozil's the one, though, Ross? I mean, is there an alternative, do you think, available anywhere? I mean, obviously Griezmann's the big talking point, isn't it? But for me, it's not a January thing. That's the summer.
Yeah, Ozil just fits at the minute, which is why I think all my hopes are kind of pinned on him, because, look, it's better number 10s in world football. You can probably name 5 or 10 of them, but Ozil's probably the most readily available, and he looks like he's the most willing to come to United at the minute, and that gap needs to be plugged quick. I actually think that number 10 can be filled relatively easy. There's other gaps around our starting 11, like that centre midfield role. We need someone else to help Pogba out and Matic. It's not Herrera, it's not McTominay. I don't know who it is, but there's a lot of gaps. Yeah, he's the one, mate. We've already said it. He's the one for me.
Who?
Goretzka.
Oh, yeah, I like him, yeah. Schubeck says, Martial's better on the wing, Rashford should play striker and will score goals. Rashford decision making is a problem sometimes. Lukaku looks tired. Thanks for the contribution. I mean, that's an interesting point.
Rashford's been pants today for me, mate. he seems to be non-willing to take players on, and I don't know why he's sort of not doing that anymore. He doesn't look interested today, to be honest. I think he's been really poor.
Well, I think he's been poor for a few weeks, and Danny Dobson makes a good point. Thanks, Danny. He says, we need to send in more crosses for Romelu to get on the end of. More crosses, more goals. And to be fair, that goal from Lukaku, no keeper in the world stays that. It was unstoppable, and it was a good cross from Rashford, to be fair. And it was a good bit of play by Lukaku, because he was between Evans and I think it was Gibbs. So he did do well there. But Hi says Herrera has been good. I'm not sure what game Ross is watching. He's been passing forward and closing the ball down quickly. Thanks, Hi. I actually thought Herrera was good, but Marcus was saying it all half, to be fair, that Herrera was playing well. So I suppose people would see different things.
Big Boy's just being negative, that's all.
No, honestly, well, do you know what? I have got a little bit of backing because Gary Neville said it as well. So
well, you must be wrong then. If Gary Neville said it, you must be wrong.
But yeah, no, I kind of, when players are down, I do player cam them a little bit, and I'm keeping a keen eye on Herrera, and he's lost the ball way too many times for me.
I would agree with that. We need to be better than Herrera, but in this, I mean, I think we're just woefully inept in the midfield. Without Pogba, we do struggle. So look, as I said, look. You spoke about Lingard there, and my initial reaction when you were talking about it is he's crap. Why is he playing for United? But actually, you're spot on. He's a squad player. That's what he is. And at the moment, we haven't got anybody else to play that position. And he plays that position pretty well. We won't ever win a title with Lingard playing as number... In fact, I don't think we'll win a title with Lingard in the starting 11, wherever you want to play him. But as a bench player, he's good. And but... Play Chelsea, Man City will get beat with Lingard in the team as a number 10. But last year we couldn't beat teams like this, and we are beating them. So, look, the reality is I think we're all on the same page here. We need to just get through to January, win all the games till then, and then rely on this board. We'll be talking tonight at 8 o'clock whether we can rely on this board or not. But very satisfying that we've come through that first half with a comfortable cushion as well, Ross, because we shouldn't lose it from there. Or we shouldn't even draw it.
No, definitely. It should be another 3 points in the bag. And you can't argue with that. You can't really moan. So I do apologise that I was come on and being a little bit negative. But that first 20 minutes, I was almost pulling my hair out, to be honest. And even though we got a couple of goals, it's hard for me to forget about that because I want to be blowing teams away from the first minute. But that's the United fans' expectation. And that's what we need to improve. We need to get more players in.
Okay, well, Ross is going to be on again at 8 o'clock tonight. Andy's joining us for the Christmas party at 9 o'clock. So thanks for coming on, Ross, and I'll speak to you in a bit.
Cheers, mate. I'm going to crack a few beers open and I'll speak to you later.
All right,
big boy.
Cheers, mate.
Just very quickly on that, we've got... Obviously, the watch-along, we'll have match reaction, there'll be fan cams. We've got Sunday Night Live, which will be 8 o'clock on the United stand. And then 9 o'clock tonight, it is our annual Christmas party, which is a little bit different. It will be in the same setup, and we will have, well, Marcus is on, Ross is on, live comments will be up. But it won't be on the United stand channel, for a number of reasons, really. Christmas party should stay as Christmas parties. It's not part of the main channel. It will be uncensored. There will be drink involved. There will be music played, which if we play it on here, we get copyright strikes. So it's all going to take place at 9 o'clock on my channel, which is the Mark Goldbridge channel. So make sure, I've put the link in the video description for you. It's going to take you 2 seconds. Click the link, subscribe, get your notifications on, and then 9 o'clock tonight, we are live with the Christmas party. We want everyone to join us, don't we, Marcus? Because I think it's going to be a good laugh. It's not all going to be about United and football. It's you know, it's a Christmas party, so we will probably spend a lot of it talking about football because that's what I do at my normal Christmas party. But you know, I've already been asked what my favourite Christmas song is, so I'll keep that back for then. But yeah, good laugh, and if you like the United stand, I'm sure you're going to enjoy that very much. But second half is important. What's your thoughts, Marcus? Do you think we'll think any way back for West Brom, or do you think it's just about United getting a couple more goals?
No, I think it's United getting a couple more now. I disagree with Ross. I think the first half has been really good from a United point of view. After the last couple of performances, I think this is the way to answer the critics. And I think, keep on going at them, keep attacking. They've not offered nothing going forward, West Brom, so there's not really any danger or any worry. So let's get another couple and get confidence up going into the Christmas schedule. Yeah,
I can't add anything to that. I think we just got to There's not been anything from West Brom that makes me think they'll get back into it, but they've just had a shot there, a bit of a shot to nothing, goes wide.
Well, West Brom have made a sub, and they brought on Gareth Barry, so he's not going to cause any problems, is he, really?
No.
A bit of a negative substitution by Pardew, probably thinking, let's try and keep it at the 2 and come out of the game like that.
Yeah, definitely. Haha Banter says, will there be swearing on the Christmas party? Well, I can't promise it, but there tends to be a little bit of swearing when people have had a drink and are in a relaxed environment, and that's what we're going to be. Tyrone Williams says super chat isn't working. We've had a few super chats this afternoon, Tyrone, so you can do that through the bottom, but I don't know why it wouldn't be working. Maybe it's the country you're living in. I don't know.
Right. Herrera getting out muscled there by Rondon, I think it was, in the middle. But again, same sort of thing as the first half. We're not pressing. We're just waiting for them to chuck the ball down to the flanks or into the middle. We're trying to head it away, but yeah, a bit disappointed by that. I actually thought we'd be pressing West Brom. But this is what happens every second half, isn't it, of every game. We seem to sit back for 10-15 minutes and then we start playing again.
Matthew McFadden's going to get off his face on Ribena tonight. The scorers were Lukaku, good cross from Rashford, and then Lingard, a bit of a shot to nothing that deflected in. So we're comfortable at the moment, but Marcus is right. West Brom are actually more on the front foot in this first couple of minutes than they were in the whole of the first half. But I think that's probably down to us inviting them on. We do tend to do that. Mourinho very rarely lets the horses run freely, to coin a phrase that he uses, and we are sitting back a little bit too much.
Good covering from Phil Jones there on Jake Livermore. Right. So yeah, very I suppose a bit of a negative start, isn't it, really, now? I suppose
from Mourinho's point of view, he's like, this game's won.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, the last thing you want to do is sit back and give West Brom a glimmer of hope that they can get back in it, because then nerves start to come in, don't they? So we should be out the blocks here in the second half, out in the front foot.
And a lot of people are saying West Brom are crap, but this is the West Brom team that went to Anfield, the best attack the Premier League's ever had, and kept a clean sheet and got a draw. So so that's all we could do as well at Anfield. To be fair, we didn't do any better.
Come on, I mean, look, we're just letting them play here.
It is a little bit odd. I don't think Gareth Bale probably would make a difference for West Brom. I don't think Gareth Barry suddenly made West Brom a great attacking outfit. I think what they probably had is a kick up the arse, haven't they? It's get out there and start putting a bit more in. But here we go. Now
Lingard, right?
Oh, that's the wrong pass for me.
Yeah.
He had Lukaku going to the left. He went with Rashford. Again, Rashford's decision making.
Lukaku,
very good. He should have scored.
He's missed it. How has he missed that? On his favoured left foot, that was going on. And he's
got to be brave.
Missed it.
Nice little chip by Rashford.
He's offside anyway. Lucky for him.
Did the linesman flag it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was offside.
You know what? In slow motion there, Mark, it looks to me like he sort of like pulled out of that a bit.
Yeah, bottled it a bit, didn't he?
Yeah. Interesting. We've moaned about Mkhitaryan pulling out of challenges like 50-50s, but that one there, whether he was
maybe
offside
he was
or
offside.
But, right,
we've had a super chat here from 999HP. He's said that 6 times, and then he says Jackie Obovchik-Winnick ? Yeah.
I got no idea what that means.
No.
Right, come on, look, Ashley Young's free. There we go. Yeah, a bit more attacking intent here from United, I want to see. I'm not liking this at the minute.
Yeah, Mr. 1346798 makes a good point. He says getting a 4-0 victory in a game like this without Pogba would be great for the team's confidence, and I think that is important. Let's not forget we really do struggle without Pogba.
Lovely ball by Matic there out the wing to Ashley Young. Beautiful. and then Ashley Young misses it with a low cross.
It could, to be honest, this could work into our favour though, letting West Brom come at us a bit, because that's 2 times we've had a bit of a break on.
Yeah, it could do, but I would like to think that United are capable of doing it by themselves, not by letting the other team into it. And we are good enough to carve out chances, of course we are. We saw it in the first half, but I don't want West Brom having plenty of possession and then thinking, yeah, come on, we can do something with this.
So my score prediction was 3-1. People are asking me about that. So I went with 3-1. So could happen. Could happen.
Come on, playing around with the back. Right, go on, Lingard, chase it. Oh, get up. He took an elbow in the face there, by the looks of it.
Don't know. He's Rashford, it is. I think Ross was right about Rashford though. I think the cross was really good.
Go on, Rashford, tell him. Go on, don't back down. Lingard's the first there with him. Look, go on. Go on, get him.
He's going to book Lingard. Rashford.
That's twice. Do you know what? He said that in the first half. He said when he had the ball in the corner flag, he got an elbow by the same guy. And he's saying it now. That's the second one.
Book the other lad then.
Yeah, come on. He put his hands on him, yeah. He did put his hands on him.
No, he's not. Don't think he's going to book them both.
What crap. Absolute crap.
That's weak refereeing, that is for me.
Yeah.
You book them both, don't you? If you don't know what's gone off, you don't just book one, you book them both. Yeah, I don't think there was much in that though on Rashford, to be fair.
No, but the arm is across. The arm is across, and it don't help Rashford going at him, looking for him. But look, that
He put his head in his face though, the
Yeah.
West Brom player. Ref's crap. Ref bottled that, should have booked both.
Alright, calm down, get it out. Here we go. Right, that's probably made Jose's mind up, and we'll probably know for definite now that Martial's going to come on for Rashford.
Yeah. Don't want him getting a red card, do we?
That's a definite.
We don't need any suspensions. Prince Bruce says Lingard in there to protect his boy. Lingard always is in there when Rashford. There's no way Lingard's going to lose Rashford because he lost Pogba to Lukaku, so he isn't going to lose another one. He's been jilted once.
Right, shot from Barry there, straight at the higher. Comfortable.
Alex Bork makes an interesting point. Rashford's going backwards in terms of growth. I think Ross was probably right actually at half time when he said that Rashford had a poor game. He put the cross in for Lukaku's goal, which was good, but I don't think again he's had a great game.
No, he's not.
But I think you get better by playing games, don't you? So at least he's getting plenty of game time. I mean, Mkhitaryan would love them opportunities.
I think his days are numbered now, Mkhitaryan's.
I can't see how he can even get back in on the bench.
I mean, bear in mind we got Fellaini to come back as well yet, and then Pogba's due back Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
There's no room for him. No room for him at all. Don Smalling track him across.
Oh, they should have scored then. It was a good bit of play.
Yeah, Valencia did well there. Sandwich between two West Brom players. Got it clear.
Good cross in from West Brom at pace, and it just needed a foot on it, and it would have took a bit of saving that from De Gea.
But again, same thing, Mark. We're sitting back again. It's the story of the second half so far this season. Every second half, we seem to sit back for the first 10-15 minutes. And surely it can't be a tactic of Mourinho's to do that. It can't. I can't imagine him saying, yeah, sit back for 15 minutes, let him get back into the game and then go for it.
I wouldn't have thought so, but he does have a tendency to protect what he's got. I think he would say sit back a bit and hit him on the break, which isn't a bad tactic as long as we defend correctly.
Well, yeah, it's not a bad tactic, but when you see how dominant we were with possession in the first half,
see, that's
it just doesn't make sense, does it?
Wasteful pass.
Smalling, a bit far up.
No, apparently he can't play out from the back. According to Gareth Maldini Southgate.
I'd say this is what we should be. Camped out in their half, man. Don't let them out.
I mean, I don't know why everyone's in gloves and all wrapped up. It's not that cold in the Midlands.
Rashford, oh, just wide. On the volley. Do you know what, to be fair, that weren't a bad cross by Valencia with his left foot.
No. But nice that had gone in from Rashford.
Yeah. Little touch there by Lingard. Probably trying to bring that down, to be fair. Come on. I think if West Brom get the next goal, that's probably catastrophic for United.
2-0 is always a dangerous score.
Yeah.
Because if it goes 2-1,
Come on, play it around the back again. Why aren't the centre backs looking to go forward? Look,
they are pressing us a lot higher up the pitch this half, though. West Brom, comparable to the first half, they were letting us have the ball at the halfway line, whereas this half they're not.
Chase it. Oh, lucky. Good idea from Ashley there. Right, someone needs to fill out on the right there because Matthew's not there now. Lingard. West Brom seeing much more of the ball than what they did in the first half. Very, very dicey to play that. Matic, good interception, out it goes.
Yeah, I agree with Anaban. I think Pogba's got to have some involvement against Bristol just to get a bit of sharpness back.
Yeah.
Could be an opportunity to rest Matic as well. Here we go. A little bit of a break here. Lingard. He's got Mata on his right. He's going to have to use Mata here. He's going to Lukaku. Good little bit of play. Oh, deserved a goal that. Nice little bit of play between Lingard and Lukaku. Got the shot away. Foster kept hold of it. I think that's what sort of happened in this game. Mourinho said sit back because they're going to come at us and let's hit them on the break. I think Martial will be perfect. Get Martial and he'll kill this game.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't leave it too long. We know the mistake he made against City, leaving Zlatan for the last 10 minutes. Just wasn't enough time. Get him on as soon as possible. Matic lost out there in the centre of the park. Unlucky. Yeah, I think you're right about Pogba playing against Bristol. United's going to need to play a couple of big names like to, because Bristol want to fill the stadium, wouldn't they? So, trying to calm. What's the ref doing here? What's all that about?
I think he pulled Rashford back a bit, didn't he? He should have booked him, really. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh.
Yeah, it could be an opportunity here, last 20 minutes for Luke Shaw as well. I think if Luke Shaw doesn't come on, he's probably a certain for Wednesday.
Alex Bork says, I feel sorry for people who've paid to go and watch this crap. Alex, there's United fans over the last 3 years have watched a lot worse than this. They had a whole season of Van Hal, didn't get their money back.
Bad ball was falling there.
I think
Lucky to get
Matic's
away with
pass
that one.
to him wasn't great either. Bournemouth v Liverpool after this. Be nice if Bournemouth got a result. They deserve one against us.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, second half so far, compared to the first half, I think it's been poor from United. Very poor.
Brian C makes a good point. I think Matic has been pretty meh today. I think he's been like that for a while now, and I think he needs a rest. I think Matic had a really good start to his United career, but it's been a bit... He's not been like that for a while.
No, Matt has been quite quiet as well in the whole game for me. Good jump over the ball by the referee there. Huh? Oh, Matic, go forward. Lukaku.
Lukaku's build-up play has been a lot better this game.
Not a bad ball in there either, to be fair to him.
Needs to get in the box now though, don't play on the wing. You go, Ashley Young, put it in with your right. Too high. Too high.
Good idea though, you can see what Lukaku's thinking is there, going out on the right hand side, out to the wing, and coming in by the, right up to the back post.
I'm with Andrew Kay, says we can drop a gear now, as long as we keep hold of the ball and we don't fall asleep. 3 points, job done. Make a few subs.
See, not trying to be negative, but I'd go against that. I want to see us on the front foot. I don't like it when we're sat back, just because it's 2-0 and we think that's it, game over. There's still half hour to play. I think it's a very risky game to play with that much time left in the game.
Sean Atwood says, if you can get 4 players in, who would it be? Sean, thanks for the contribution. It's too big of a question. I'll write that down for later. We'll do that on the show tonight because it's too big a question for me to get my head around at the moment. I'd certainly go with 3 attacking players.
Valencia, hamstring.
Bloody hell. That's not good.
Yeah, he's had it. What's that, Lindelof then?
Well, it could be Ashley Young right back.
Yeah, Luke Shaw, go out left. That's Rojo.
He'll put Young to the right.
No, it's a shame there because I'd have gone for Luke Shaw. Last couple of performances, he's been pretty decent. But that's a problem now, Valencia, because we have no natural. I know Valencia's not a natural right back. He's a winger, isn't he, by trade? But
I think this is the problem now. That now he's we thought that Luke Shaw was sort of left back elect, and now we're going to start using Rojo as a left back. I mean,
Rojo's getting taped up.
Well, he's got a bad head injury as well. I mean, just bring Luke Shaw on.
Yeah.
You can tell Luke Shaw's thinking exactly that as well. Luke Shaw's actually gone quite red in the face, is what you can tell there.
That could be down to the cold, though, mate.
I just think Marcus Rojo's a crap left back as well. He's a very good centre back, but as a left back, I don't rate him at all.
But a good sign is Valencia's walking off. Hopefully, it's not bad. But this is the problem now.
Well, Valencia's coming towards the end of his career anyway. I mean, I know that injury doesn't end his career, but he is a situation we need to resolve at some point.
Yeah. Well, so is Ashley Young, isn't they? I mean, right and left hand side. But Ashley Young, we got a replacement there in Luke Shaw. So not so much of a problem, but the Valencia one is. I suppose the option, if he was at the club, would have been Fosu Mensah.
Yeah.
Fosu Mensah in the midfield with Matic, mate, was worth a think.
We won't be going 3 at the back. Some people are saying we're going to do 3 at the back. We won't be going 3 at the back because we haven't got 3 centre backs. He's just going to play at left back. Weird. The only thing that drops into my head is that maybe there's still something in this rumour that he's happy to sell Luke Shaw in January, which for me is just bloody madness. But I don't know. If you don't like a player, you don't like a player, do you?
Well, I mean, would you sell him to get out that Sandro lad?
I would, because Sandro's better than Luke Shaw, but I wouldn't want Danny Rose.
Oh, Valencia's having a word with Mourinho there. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's more than likely precaution. He's probably felt it and don't want to take the risk.
A few people in the live comments mentioned Anthony Martial. It's not slipped from my mind, no. And if this was Martial starting, he would have had Rashford on by now. From the performance that Rashford's had, the fact that he's on a yellow card, he would have got Martial off for Rashford by now. It just, for me, just shows his tendency is that he prefers Rashford over Martial. And it's long overdue. That substitution's well overdue now, and we still haven't done it.
Well, it's usually around a 60-minute mark, isn't it?
Yeah.
He usually does it. So yeah. But the only thing I would say is that maybe Shaw's going to definitely be used for the midweek game.
I hope so.
Or knowing Mourinho, he'll probably go 3 at the back.
See, I'll tell you why the reason Rashford's on. Because you can see Rashford now basically playing as a left back, and that for Mourinho will give him a hard on, because it's like, oh yeah, look at my left winger, he's a left back. Whereas us as fans, we want somebody who plays as a bloody left winger. But Mourinho loves that hard work ethic. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, I'm obviously a big Mourinho fan, but this is the problem Mourinho's always going to have, and United fans who don't like Mourinho are always going to have. You're going to clash because his thing will be, if this game ends 2-0 now, I'm happy. Whereas United fans would be happy if it finished 5-1. Because we've got 5 goals and the clean sheet doesn't matter that much. But Mourinho would much rather 2-0 than 5-1 because he loves that defensive side of the game as well.
But I think, again, look at the overall picture. If it finishes 2-0, a good performance away from home, another clean sheet. I think it'll be Dave's, 11th or 12th clean sheet?
Yeah.
And we got through the game with just 1 injury. I think he'd take that. He's all about the defence, and he is all. It's defence first for Mourinho. Saw that at Chelsea. So it's we knew what sort of coach he was going to be. We didn't we didn't have our eyes shut when he came in. But you can't please everyone. Come on, let's go. But Rojo, I'll say a couple of minutes he's been on. He's had the ball a fair bit. He's quite comfortable with it. But again, gets played out to the right-hand side and it goes back to Dave.
I just want to see Martial on now. Rashford's boring me. And I do like Rashford, by the way, but he's basically just playing as a left back at the moment. I actually don't think he'll bring Martial on, I think what he'll do is, because Rojo's playing as a left back, he'll think, well, Rashford's like another left back for me and it keeps us strong down that side. Defensively.
Yeah. Oh, Ashley Young's having a row here. Come on. I think Dave's been caught there.
Could have been a penalty, that.
Yeah, could have. Well,
tactical shoulder barge.
No, mate, he's protecting his goalie, isn't he?
The thing is that it's always, it's always the chalk and cheese element, isn't it, of Mourinho's managementship at United. Even though we're 2-0 up and this is a good performance, to go and win away from home is a good performance, there's still elements of it that are frustrating United fans. It's like, this is a very negative second half. There's no, it really should... Rashford's not had a good game at all. He's on a yellow card as well. It should be Martial on, because we know exactly the other way round. Martial would have been subbed by now for Rashford, but it doesn't work it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd probably get Zlatan on for Lukaku as well.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I was just going to say that. Give Zlatan a go now.
Albert Trotter's actually at the game. He's in the live comments. Fair play. Probably got better Wi-Fi there than Old Trafford, to be fair. He says it's dull. It's dull to say the least.
But, it may be dull, it may be boring, however you want to class it, but, 3 points really is all that matters, isn't it?
Well, Man City sang it, didn't they? Park the bus, park the bus. I mean, we pretty much are in this second half. Nah, we're not really.
So Phil Jones had the ball there, like he's looking for it to go forward, but no one's showing for it. No one wants it. So he's had to go back to De Gea. I think.
I'll tell you what, if West Brom even manage to get a goal in the next 10 minutes, it'll be a nervy last 10.
I don't think that's a penalty for me, mate. Ashley Young's just stood his ground there. Protect his goalie.
Oh, the press will be all over that.
Yeah.
It's something United have done. It's got to have been a penalty. Got to be a penalty. Anyway, we probably should have started the Christmas party early. This is boring half. But remember tonight, 8 o'clock is the 8 o'clock Sunday Night Live as per usual. We will be talking about United related stuff. So join us for that. But tonight at 9 o'clock is the Christmas party. So get your glad rags on and get ready for that. Get a few Fantas in or whatever it is you drink. And 9 o'clock from tonight, we will be playing a bit of music because it's on the Mark Goldbridge channel, so I don't have to worry about copyright. And the link in the video description is there for the Mark Goldbridge channel. It takes 2 seconds. Just click it, subscribe, get your notifications on. 9 o'clock tonight, United Stand Christmas party. All the normal United stuff, background, everything, guests. Ross, Marcus is on, but it's uncensored. I think we're going to have a good old Christmas party. That's what it's all about. Bit of a laugh. 9 o'clock tonight. And
good old fashioned knees up, mate.
Good old fashioned knees up. And free for all. Free for all. So we might even, if you're not intimidated enough, we might even open it up and get a couple of you lot on with us as well. But they were in there. They were in there.
Yeah.
Christian Cruz says, Mark, do you really think the title is out of reach? 100%. I think Marcus last week, I said it was gone, but you still thought there was a chance.
Yeah.
So I imagine you're not a totally 100% yet.
No, I mean, it's I never say it's over until it's over, but I'm also a realist, and I think it is a bit too far for this team. But you never know, what Mourinho's got up his sleeve in January. I think all it takes is one bad result for City, and then we win our game, and that's it. But it's down to 8 points again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there is a slight bit of hope. I'm not going to concede it's fully over, but I do think it's a little bit too much for this team, mate, because it only takes 1 or 2 injuries for this team, and we've got no replacements really. If Lukaku gets injured, we've got to rely on Zlatan. If Matic gets injured, who goes in there? I think it'll probably be Herrera. And the number 10 position is a problem. So you never know. Griezmann may come January, he may come summer, Ozil may come.
What's your thought on? I'm just about to tweet this out. It's gone now, actually, but I'll put this to you and everybody else. I said, look, important to win this game, but the boring nature of the second half and the lack of subs is very uninspiring for fans who see City blowing sides away every week.
I think it's true. I do think it's true. I think word for word, it's spot on, mate. But it's for me. It comes
That's what
down
he's
to-
up against, though, isn't it? It's like, you
Yeah.
know, I think any other season, if we were top, it would be like, yeah, we want to play better, but we're top, it's effective. But when you're 11 points off a team that's playing good football and blasting teams, it's never going to wash, especially at a club like United. It's never going to wash. Well, if I went gung-ho, I might not have won it. Well, you're second in the league, mate. I'm not interested in grinding out results for second place. There's a team that's first, and they're playing good football, and they are top. I think Mourinho's future at United is very, very interesting. As somebody is as somebody who is a big Mourinho fan, I'm not blind to the fact that it's.
You know what?
It's an interesting marriage that could divorce even if we were doing okay.
I think, in terms of last season, I think winning the League Cup, the Europa League, and the Charity Shield, some people class it as a trophy, some don't. So, you know, it's silverware. So for me, 3 trophies last season probably bought him a lot more time. And I think this season, if it's second, they scored. West Brom scored. This is the problem. Gareth Barry.
Well, I think we took too long getting Martial in.
Yeah, mine. That was always the danger, Mark. We have spoken about it, sitting back too much. We do it every second half. Every second half. And now we'll probably go and score one now to make it 3-1.
And it's Rashford and Rojo.
Let's see. Well, it could have been a foul on Matic there by Johnny Evans. He's got his arm round his head there, look.
It should be a penalty.
Johnny Evans blatantly has his hand around Matic's head. So, yeah. So, Martial's on, I think. Has he come on? See, I did see him down there taking his tracksuit off. No, it don't look like it. Oh, he's got the ball, Jesse. Come on, get up. Right, here he comes finally. Right, Rashford. So there goes De Gea's clean sheet.
I'll tell you what it all comes down to. I mean, I'm just tweeting it now. That's why I'm a little bit quiet. So I've tweeted 2-1, foul on Matic, but it's only what we deserve. Awful negative tactics and didn't get Martial on quick enough because he prefers to play Rashford as a left back. And that's the problem, isn't it? We've gone way too defensive in this game. Oh, someone's gone down here. Oh, they're faking.
Yeah.
He just had a little look. There's nothing wrong with him. He had a little look to see if he was going to get a red card.
To be honest, I don't even think he touched him.
Well, I did say if they get a goal in the next 10 minutes, it sets it up. And suddenly a good performance. And maybe Ross is sat there not happy because he's a big United fan, but sort of thinking, you know what? People were getting carried away with the first half. A deflected goal. And what have we created apart from that Lukaku goal? What have we created? I can't think of a chance.
No, not in the second half, mate. Very negative. Poor decision making. It's just... I don't understand it. Every second half we seem to sit back and let them come on.
I'm going to leave you to it for a minute, Marcus, because I'm desperate. This is the downside of lager. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, I'll take some comments. So, right, let's take some comments then. JH, classic Mourinho, always parking the bus. Mindstorm says 2-1. Yeah. Banter says positivity is key, don't be negative. Lynn Hall, all standing, doing nothing. Do you know what, Lynn? That's what I think of the whole second half so far. There's no one showing for the ball at all. None whatsoever. Jack Lee says Mourinho out. Nipples Enchilada, great name. Some idiot saying Rashford will never make it at United. Of course he will, he's only 20. Squeaky Bun Time says Pudbridge 9 Duffy. Navin Mitoa. Come on, Martial, you can do it, my boy. I think, do you know what? Jared, you right, mate? How you doing? Fion. Oh yeah. I think the second half has been really, really poor. I thought first half we was quite decent in terms of the possession. We didn't create much, but we got the 2 goals. Hiya, Luca, you're right. So, but the second half is been really bad, really bad. Total contrast to the first half. Brendan says get Marshall on the ball. Albert Trotter, London is out.
We're gonna have. They're gonna ruin our party tonight at this rate. I'll tell you that for free.
I think a couple of comments here being, the usual Mourinho out, and Leo Orchard says can't stand these tactics. I can't either. I don't get it.
But I'll tell you what, I just add into that, and I'll let you develop it. Is that even when Lukaku scored, he looked miserable in the first half. Lingard scored, he looks miserable. He looks miserable now. He's always bloody miserable. What is it that's going to make you happy? Why are you sat there so miserable all the time? What? I don't get it. He never looks happy.
Could be a number of things, mate. Could be a number of things. Again, I go back to the money situation. He's probably looking at the team thinking, yeah, there's so much potential with this team, but it's just lacking in a few key areas. Matic giving the ball away there sloppily.
Not the first time.
Cross gone out. Who was that? Herrera headering it out. Come on. This is very dangerous now. Very dangerous.
Well, you know they're going to get a chance, don't you? You know it.
I mean, look, where's Matic there? Look, oh, get him, Phil Jones. Well done. It's a shame. It really is a shame because, some people might agree, they might not agree. But for me, the performance in the first half I thought was pretty decent away from home. And it's such a shame that we've done it again. Yeah, we've done it again. We saw it against City, saw it against Bournemouth, second half against Stoke, the Huddersfield. It's the second halves are always the same. We always seem to just want to sit back and think, okay, we've got the lead. That'll do for us. But take our foot off the pedal. And
it's the Mourinho way, though. It is, He gets ahead and he sort of feels that's it. 2 goals, you're not going to get 2 goals, and he might be right. Maybe West Brom won't get another goal. But it's not the United way. That's the problem. It isn't the United way, and it was many Manchester United fans were concerned about that when we got Mourinho. But we were led to believe that Mourinho was like desperate for the job. I won't be like that. I'm going to do it differently. And for a lot of the season, we have been really good. We've been to places and scored lots of goals. But I just think without Pogba, we're not that team.
No, it's the creativity of Pogba that we miss, isn't it? And the driving runs that he can do. But some people again would agree and disagree. But I think the way the game's going, I think Fellaini would have been on in front of Martial.
100%.
Yeah, I really do, and I think it would have got even more negative. Dave was rooted to the spot.
Yeah, that was a goal if that was on target. I tell you what, though, it is a shame because I think the half time we were saying very good from United. They look good. I think if we get home with the 3 points here, we'll be saying what we said against Bournemouth. Really important 3 points, but actually, I think that we're verging into territory now. When you actually, based on West Brom's second half against our first half, I would say that they probably. Well, this is a defensive sub. Park the bus.
I think now it is last 5 minutes McTominay for Lingard. And you can guarantee, you know what, 100%, mate. I think it would have been Fellaini, McTominay and obviously Rojo as the subs today.
It's funny that many of us have got really annoyed by Manchester City's players shouting park the bus, and here we are with 10 minutes to go parking the bus. I think that's the big problem that United fans have at the moment, is that if we were top of the league winning titles, we might swallow it, but we're 11 points off it, and there is never a chance in a million years that Manchester City would be doing this. They just don't do it. The defence, part of the bus, it's not in the vocabulary. And United fans don't want it to be in their vocabulary, but it is every bloody week. We get to a point in a game and we start to park the bus.
But as I said earlier, mate, I don't think we haven't got the players, the flair players to play like our Manchester City are playing.
Oh no, I agree. And this is where the club have got to. They've got to do something.
They got to. Oh, Rojo! Oh my lord! Nearly an own goal.
I think Rojo's been shit as a left back. I've got to be totally honest. He's not a good left back.
Oh, that could have gone anywhere.
He's a really good centre back. He's awful at left back.
But yeah, I think until we get the players in, I think this is the way Mourinho has to play the team. Oh,
how the hell has that not gone in?
Go on, Dave. Go on, tell him.
I think someone had a dig at him.
Yeah, I think they caught him on the back of the calf. Go on, tell him. I think it was Rondon. Yeah, look. Yeah,
no, he's got it in his hands and he gets kicked.
Yeah, he's got it,
It is Barry as well. No, it was Evans, I think. So De Gea does really well, because in that sort of environment, to just grab it like he does, and he's got it both in two hands.
Yeah, it's the other guy as well.
Yeah, it's that dirty git who did
Rashford. Oh. Magazi was his name.
Yeah, dirty little. Well. You can. I don't know. He's hurt as well. That's not good.
Well, again, I don't think that's. Well, providing he's not out for longer than one game, so I think probably Romero would start the game Wednesday. Come on, Martial, we need something from you. But yeah, this is what we feared. You know, West Brom, the towels are up. Ashley, get rid of it. Here we go. Oh, Martial. Oh, unlucky.
You still got it.
Yes, come on.
Put Lukaku in.
Back
post.
Back. Martial. Oh.
Oh, he couldn't go for that. Unlucky.
But that is the danger, isn't it? Martial, I think, links up a lot better with Lukaku than what Rashford does.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, we'll have that. Rodriguez, dirty bastard. Come on, that should be a yellow, ref, come on. Free kick United, left hand side. Gonna play it short by looks, yeah. Martial, run at him. Oh. Right, concentration key now.
Well, I think we're going to be all right, to be honest. I think we're going to be all right. The bus is parked, and I think we'll be fine. It was a scrappy goal from West Brom, but we brought it on ourselves. Let's be honest, we have brought it on ourselves. But Mourinho will probably just be happy because he's got another 3 points, and we do need to keep up picking these points. But I would say West Brom and Bournemouth, to take 6 points from them, I suppose it shows mental strength because.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you can't really do much more than get the 3 points. You know, Phil Jones again with the clearance.
I think it is becoming a bigger issue than results now, though, for United fans. I do, you know, not blind to the comments that This is now becoming more than about, because the league is gone. Regardless of 3 points today, the league is gone. So I think United fans are looking at next season. They're looking at how you close that gap, and I think they're starting to look at Mourinho and just be like, I don't like what you do. I don't like your tactics. I don't really want to watch that. And how is that going to help us close this gap on the team that don't park the bus, and actually their response is to go out and score 4 if someone wants to score 3.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. We could be in a ridiculous situation that the board won't sack him, no way. But Mourinho might just get fed up of it and think, well, I'm not appreciated, I'm going to go somewhere else. Because it could be a divorce under those terms that you know, he thinks, well, I'm winning games, but what he doesn't understand is this is Manchester United, and winning games isn't what it's all about. It is all about winning, but it's winning in the right way as well.
Oh, good ball from Rojo to Lukaku.
Oh, he should have got that to Mata. He should have got that to Mata. I still think we'll be alright. I think we've got this game won.
I hope you're right, mate. I was saying to a couple of friends yesterday, I think we'd win it, but I think it's going to be like a scrappy, one goal in it sort of game. I didn't think we'd go and obliterate them, but
I think I said 3-1. 2-1, a little bit closer than I thought.
Yeah.
I think the Rojo, I do agree with everyone. I think the Rojo substitution was odd. He's not a good left back.
But again, I think that's the difference, isn't it? If you look at Rojo, he's more defensive minded, whereas Luke Shaw is more attacking minded. So it's pretty obvious from that substitution that Mourinho wanted to shut up shop in the second half.
Who'd be your man of match in this game?
Do you know what? I think Phil Jones has had a good, solid game. He covered well in the first half. There was 2 occasions I remember where he came across and covered. He actually bombed it to get back in there and cover Smalling. And I think he's done the clearances really well in the second half.
I think him and Smalling have both played well, to be honest.
So, well, seeing as you're a Smalling lover, you go with Smalling, I'll go with Jones.
I haven't made mine up yet. I will have a think about it. I really just popped into my head to ask you. I haven't really thought about it enough to sort of go with it. But I think we're going to get over the line, and I think that obviously that's important.
Well, we've got a free kick here. So, knowing this, we'll probably play it short and go in the corner.
And the thing I would say is that the funny thing is that, imagine if this is frustrating us, imagine how much it's frustrating everybody below us, especially Liverpool and Arsenal fans who just see us playing rubbish every week and yet we're still winning games. So that's something that's quite satisfying.
But that goes with what Drorty said earlier about the 41 points. Winning games ugly is a sign of a good Premier League team, isn't it? I mean, when you're going for the title. So, that does go with what Drorty says. Normally 41 points is enough at this stage of the season. Yeah,
definitely. Remember tonight at 9 o'clock we've got the Christmas party. Make sure you click the link in the video description for the Mark Goldbridge channel and get yourself subscribed and get your notifications on. We'll be at least we're doing it on a night that United have won as well, so that always helps.
You need to update the score, mate, as well.
No, I'm not going to acknowledge a West Brom goal.
No? Oh.
I will do.
I just enjoy what you're saying there, update the score. So, game over.
Not quite.
No, I thought you would have blown actually as soon as you freaked out. Martial. No. Come on, ref. That's nearly 5 minutes now you played.
Be interested to see the fan cams later.
There we go.
See what the people at the ground are thinking.
Very surprised Latan didn't get on. Very surprised.
Yeah, I think he's obviously not fit, but Anyway, thanks for coming on, Marcus.
Always, mate.
You will be with us at 9 o'clock, I presume, tonight.
Yeah, like I say, I'll be there, mate. Seeing as it's no holds barred, definitely.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, Marcus. Said Phil Jones was his man of the match, but thanks for coming on, Marcus, and I'll speak to you in a bit.
No worries, mate. Pleasure as always. See you later, everyone.
Speak to you in a bit. Make sure you subscribe to Mark Goldbridge, link in the video description for that Christmas party later. But I have got my match reaction coming up. That is the link to that is in the top line of the video description. I'm going to give you my match reaction, my man of the match, and my thoughts on that. And to be honest with you, mixed. I think there's something becoming quite interesting about Manchester United and where we're going, and I'm not totally convinced it's going to end well, because I just think a lot of what's going on is an issue for United fans. But I'll talk about it more. Link in the video description for that. I'll literally live again in 60 seconds with my man of the match and my match reaction. Top line of the video description, or just go through the homepage. I'll see you in a moment.